football as well. He was very, very good with Ovambo history as well. So in that, we are very honored. We're going to be very versatile because it's only befitting for us to try to speak both English, colonial language that we were forced to be able to communicate with each other, not that we wanted to, as well as Oshihimba. No, ayeme konjisa mochimba chanje na tukotora rukwa mochihero no chimba neru. Matu konjere mbona maranjeka upupu. Yeah. So it's only befitting for the program for us to be able to speak both languages. Until we get a cue from you.
Up and hit the road with a purpose. The NBC Marathon is back, bigger, better, and even faster. Officially timed by finish time, so every second counts. This is a qualifier for the world-renowned Two Oceans and Comrades Marathon. Over 150,000 Namibian dollars in prize money to be won. The first 1,000 registered and paid-up runners will receive an exclusive t-shirt in their goodie bag. So whether you are chasing a personal best or a spot on the podium, the NBC Marathon is your race to conquer. Don't wait. Register now on www.nbc.na. Your pace, your moment.
Hello, you're watching Initiative Africa.
Here it is, a museum that talks about the presence of the African experience.
Your weekly magazine featuring Africa on the move through smart innovations and initiatives that work.
It's always a pleasure to put a smile on the children's faces.
Hey, Tinte.
Ngakayishintshe ingqondo ngesahlukanisa.
Kwenzakalani? Yini lento niyenza la? Sami.
Sisize ngiyacela ungayezi le.
Ithi bophalensha. Ithi bophalensha.
Uzama ukuthi ngakubhe ufaith and then kuphile lo wakho umntana.
Wena ungathetha lonto wena ungathetha. Wena.
Hey, Tinte.
Ngakayishintshe ingqondo ngesahlukanisa.
Kwenzakalani? Yini lento niyenza la? Sami.
Sisize ngiyacela ungayezi le.
Ithi bophalensha. Ithi bophalensha.
Uzama ukuthi ngakubhe ufaith and then kuphile lo wakho umntana.
Wena ungathetha lonto wena ungathetha. Wena.
NBC3 is bringing you an exciting experience to put you at the center of it all with a dose of exciting movies. Enjoy your extra moments with a variety of dramas, soapies, kiddies, music, and many more. From Mondays to Sundays, catch NBC3 on Channel 103. NBC3, your home of entertainment.
In a time where personal truth often overrides biblical truth, many young people are falling into the trap of misinterpreting God's word to justify desires, lifestyles, or decisions that go against his original intent.
No one wants to understand the Bible for what it was intended to say. Everyone wants a new meaning.
You hear or you watch a little reel that talks about the word and you think, oh, okay, I've indulged and I've engulfed the word for the day. But the explanation that that person is giving you of that scripture could be misinterpreted.
To read scripture for me to correct Nangola or just to preach for the sake of preaching, I will definitely take the scripture out of context because there's something that I'm after, which is just for self-gratification.
Good morning and a very warm welcome. It's a very, very chilly day today in Windhoek, Namibia, land of the brave. I am your host, Tosi Shiombo. Welcome to a live event, which is the unveiling of Studio 3, which will be renamed after the historian Dr. Alex Jarimbovandu Kaputu. With my co-host.
Good morning, Maxi Shunje, or as usual. Good morning, everybody. Our viewers on TV and our listeners on radio as well. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's another historical day, the 4th of July, 2025. Welcome to our program. We're going to have a great time this morning.
Thank you so much. We indeed very honored that we'll be live broadcasting from all 11 radios of the National Broadcasting Corporation. Wow, NBC, we're super proud of you. Let's go into it. Our chairperson of the board, Mr. Lazarus Jacobs, and he is actually the man of the moment, the reason why we are here today. A round of applause. Later on, you'll find out why I say so. And then a killer team next to him, our Director General, Mr. Stanley Benjamin Similo. We thank you as well. One of the reasons as well, his profound praise to the late Dr. Alex, saying he's a walking library, is one of the reasons that prompted our chairperson most likely to be able for us to have this day. Very much honored. Then we have our chief. I always call her my media icon. When she was reading the news with that beautiful soft voice, yet articulate, Madame Menesia Mwinyo. Warm welcome. Then I go to our chief HR, the reason why we get recruited, right, and get fired. Mr. VK, Mr. Kaura Isai, another applause. And then the man that's going to either decide whether I'm fired today or I still have my job. That is my chief commercial, Mr. Nico Muya. Another round of applause. Kariko, I'll have to skip you, then I come to this beautiful queen right here. Madame Umbiro, right? Oh, I see the young ladies right there. Now, she is my beautiful biggie. that I call her. Some will call her my boss, but she's my sister with so much love. And I know you guys are feeling it with Miss Tina and Miss Namibia. We are honored to have her presently every day at work. So those are my two beautiful sisters. And she's also one of the reasons why this event, went the way that it did as well. Because that time when the event happened, I was reporting to her. So I'm so honored to be reporting to one of the NBC. So we know the sisterhood. Thank you. Now, age-wise, Shiwandu Matukongorero Mbadu, Mr. Karikome Yakobe Unanoratio. But unfortunately, that is our former Director General. He's just not an audience. And I call him Mr. B.O.B. because he's got that, swag like a young person. Mr. Bob Kante too. Welcome. Right behind him, Member of Parliament. Right? It's levels. We are coming there. Mr. Vetarue Kandrobo Swaranje. Moro. Please forgive me. I got big eyes, but at times I might miss you in the audience, and it's not on purpose. So at least you know why. So Maxi will help me. I can also see her, but the radio manager, okay, she's coming. Okay, Mr. Kariko. Emuna norati yetu Ovaherero, Yoshimbanderu Yoshihimba Omurari. So I can't leave Oshihimba out, then I'll be killed by the Himbas. Okay, Mr. Richard Kariko, thank you so much. I call her Mrs. Triple B. Biola, BB, we love you boys, Biakas. That's my boss. And she's, don't be fooled by the surname. Look how she looks like, how pretty she looks like. Can you just wave? Yeah, like the queen she is. And next to her, there's always a powerful man next to this beautiful queen right here, Mama Queen like we call her. Uncle, welcome. He's so cool like that. So in Namibia, we don't, introduce them too formally because they are cool like that. We're the most fortunate country where you can actually pick up a call and call the board chairperson. Yeah. But it's only me who does it. Don't get it twisted. Not everybody has that opportunity. Just to simplify, when we come here, then it's like we already stand by the protocol already established. Then we make it easier and shorter and brief for everybody. Yes. The reason why we're here, the madam, and then the son that looks like the father, and I can give you the floor just to introduce quickly so that we can continue. All
right, ladies and gentlemen, I like the way how she actually put everybody together on the program. Because of time, let's make sure that we just follow the procedures. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. But we would like to welcome each and everyone according to the way how you have been told, just to make sure that we don't actually waste a lot of time. So to the children as well, and the children's children, the great one from the family, we welcome you also this morning for our special program, this one. We also don't want to waste time. This time around, allow me please to welcome the NBC Omurari FM manager, Ovaherero Kariko, to do the official welcoming remarks. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
It's for those reasons. Thank you. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. and Mistress of Ceremonies. Next thing, yeah, ochiwanda machimini kwa rutenga okumaipuratene namavetarere namberi metuoro mapidithironti. My name is Richard Ovaherero Kariko, the manager of Omurari FM of the NBC. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. It is a pleasure to see so many familiar faces and new ones here this morning. as we celebrate the renaming of Studio 3, the old name, to Dr. Alex Jarimbovandu Kaputu, Studio, the new name. We at Omurari are incredibly excited to embark on this new chapter. And we are so grateful to have you all here with us to share in this special occasion. This studio has been a place of creativity and collaboration for many years. Waro mbalu yeya vaipo galuwede. That is yeah, no, we had to let them perform that. That was a traditional praise for the great men that we gathered here. I think is also part of the celebration. Nothing is different or could not have been allowed. I think it's part of the event as well. Thank you so much. Ogwepa, munarugero ematara omulandunu. Ogwepa na. Yeah. This studio has been a place of creativity and collaboration for many years, and Mr. Kaputu was part of that. And with this renaming, we look forward to continuing that legacy under this new name, Dr. Alex Jarimbovandu Kaputu Studio, to be known as such as we get out of this Studio 7 from here. So on behalf of the Omurari team, I will have to extend a warm welcome to each one of you. We are also honored to have Mr. Lazarus Jacobs, board chairperson of the NBC, Mr. Stanley Benjamin Similo, Director General of the NBC, Mrs. Menesia Muñoz, Chief News and Programming Officer, the widow of the late Dr. Alex Jarimbovandu Kaputu, Mama Thiro, children, family members, and traditional authorities representatives with us, whose presence adds great value to this event. I shall say it is my pleasure to welcome you all to this special occasion. And in brief, we are renaming the studio. So I have to touch on this in short. Omurari FM, formerly known as Ovaherero, radio service of the NBC, has its first broadcast on the 1st of December 1969 and was part of South African Broadcasting Corporation, SABC in short. The service then joined the South West Africa Broadcasting Corporation, the SWABC, in 1980. And upon the attainment of independence in 1990, the station was among those radio stations that transformed to the Namibian Broadcasting Corporation under the guidance of an independent board of the NBC, currently under the chairmanship of Mr. Jacobs. The station serves all Namibian communities under the Ovaherero as a language in all corners of the country and abroad, with quality programs on frequency modulation, which is FM. We go live on air from 6 o'clock in the morning until 2400 hours, midnight, bringing a variety of interesting programs to our listeners. So let me welcome you all and feel at home. I thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we are actually celebrating somebody with a lot of characters, so which means when you see the traditional groups coming inside, it's another insert. You might be seeing another comedian coming inside. You know, you might be seeing another traditional person coming inside. So it's normal. It was part of the way how we used to act with him. Today is the father. Tomorrow morning, I'll be coming at work. He's going to change totally. He's a different person. And he'll be telling me, can I show you? And the moment you just go outside, he becomes another person. Come here, let me give you sweets. So he was that character. So thank you so much, Mr. Udara Kariko, also for welcoming us at Studio 7 this morning, and also for highlighting a few things of what our radio station is doing. And by the way, we have learned a lot of things. That's why when you listen to Muradi's service, you'll be seeing a lot of great presenters on air. It's because of the old men that we came to collect from. Thank you so much.
Okay, is it on? Yeah. Oh, okay. I want to call the next speaker, who is actually the reason why the late was known as Doctor, the honorary doctorate that he has obtained. I think, if I'm not mistaken, and if my eyesight serves me well, I do not see him as yet. Mr. Stephen Doroka there. Okay. Anyway, the show gotta go on, so we'll probably have to just move to the next speaker for now. Like I said, Oshiwondo. Ashakapushi, Shoki Amberaji. Ashakaposha Stephen Akepwari. Next. Rehabema. No, watch Stephen Omeku English. Rehapuriobe. I also don't see him. Oja then we'll have to move to Uncle B.O.B., our former Director General. But today he will speak as a peer with the late Dr. Jarimbovandu Kaputu.
Oshiwondo Choki Ambera. Shipo Make.
He's still a young man. Don't be fooled by the stick, the kirio ngunyanjo nekori, o tradition ajafo kudarana. Ombadu yetunjo. Maromwendo mutanda sherina.
Na ningire injambwira ya ikare poche shetu isiranjano vipo na shitwe yaku kananando ye gotarembeya moro shiwanda mbalaro yishwanda machipurati mbalaro kishwanda mu TV mayo butarere no shibiri ose maimunuka kodikanya no mesho kuna kuhepa kuhana veto manoma nengu twakatororo kudikapo namba ngumbire imwe yandako mane umururu hamize bihavero mo ngandanji na stainless milo wana ne vetu por vedentwi o tweyamba uyo kupaturo njionji mu maungurira mwachomudhandu kura ranjengwi chomudhandu chitabisho mukaru kurodwa kondundu andako anacho avanduvirira sana undu nambano hinda kuvanga kuchatiaru kimwinda mege tupo mahode kakumingo amunjizo nei amunjizo okay Jarimbovandu Kaputu kenaku hingirwa iyami andaku vandu muviri bana ndu be muma para bepo mwandu kuyambira be muno andoka mutwezo noka chikachika bepo ka komi njumbango mukaendwa chitimbi na yo mandu mbiva muma para mbi ouye chivasha hiyemba panamba elimbo andu muno nguru vingi shinene ovingi va na hepero vahungire kari kwahungire vandu vingi vahungire na kwangu hita muvina ku ekuru hungi mara mengiri una utiti uririe omundu ngwakara nuwaro mundu wo ongwe omituka ongwe humorous yeah nushinene chituri munjo wetu motweze twetu to sho uno vino vingi vya shiti chimwe sha shiti yarimbo adi nyama chimwe rongana po vishitwa vyokura mahama uri ngari bachiri jukuda papi shibide yeke chamundu cho jukuda to kunyinga ngira kwanda ngochoko undoki yaruka kahama pongo twemberia etemba no kamkaru ushira kamkaru orukoro oja shibia etwa shibia bine yoje ribe oje yerkepkero tu body bitoro kathirita oguchoko twarango kamba moka karukoro kokado kushubudo kuhita kwa bukia ndo mfatu makeya rone kwa bogu cho mundoko kwita kushira menda udi mundoko dipeto kutora bo mushiro kuchoko mundoko hita oja nbara yo dugu chuku ushibo jika ona kijitiro ko ketrokoka ojo ga teketrokoka mo hauto hajodi karatararo ko haka ogesho mundoko da mano chikanda chimo hitwa dipo pondiro ya dipo konya etana ye mbiri pwa mburi ojoku naje ina mboku choku mbishi hachia chitwa mundu warumende wachingura mbori mesha kapena mari mushira ndo oshoku toraka asipia ndo kushepa kushepa mundu wacho wewe munga mbiri mwina hii ina ko hare yaruka ko kuthiro ko fara bako ko beki jibala ko shumbi ko bibe mutu bubiri usha ko tiko bino kuyatana wakako oje munda hambo ngambo ucha bushalo kunanjo koka kundo ucha chikuichuka kuna buchirubendi fure oje mundo ko injobitatere oje mundo ko ya badikama adikamuja marata bina ukura omimbi uhina mo singa ndo mwamba juru ashira singambia ndo mbanemesha biru bya maikata ko ngakudanji busha oje mundo ishakura bari oje rebe ko fakura maika shawa uri nyinne ko mbabira oje bache kwita kwa karapi mo mbabiri uri imbo uri kura byo mudoko sia oje kwa boko ya biyo tabira biri beto no ko siro bikatonda po mitara bila patabiri pakawanja imura ujanga yashiri kutoka manda hangari ubamba hakudemba efsemeke jibala ko dokeshi makati twada sheka bike kabike jibala ko ya uya jobure mbari ari wajibi ikapendero kienda ndio ngambira ile kuchembira shijumba ocho kushika kunishi kukapitira mu chikape ukapitira pomwe kuri abucha jipakati wa japa ya ogo shadi ya dimbwani mu indo vingi peke mukonjisa kusha ngatushangembo tutushangembo akoba udi bocho jirikana banene batikama ne batikama tiko from kujo yajo uterejika toka uja mwe twirikana nanyo na wamba mika kila kwenda thiro rutengo yo jiye kumakushe kuthiro na wihe chako koka na mano mavanga kapita na rukuru muni hima serikali rwani me serikali rukuru aromitiri mushinene ndio honga muchinene poskola ya mitiri upendura okusha njisi na njisi thiro na njo cha utwa na mu shirongo yo oja riwe panda iri motare bachimetara thiro baituru ki muno kia kapita bino ye muno kapita ba merga ko klasa oja no nje thiro thiro mundu wanjidi thiro ya bano chikanda chimwe anje musoka mbongaro muchinene yoshiwana ya wishe hanje mbunga po skula mitu pendura bano inamya yimunda mo video zo celebration ano ucha beno no mitiro ngwa mitiro shikwa hapo kadika kali ngumundu ka bazimpi obushoku okuna ngwari zarando ombaki za horeke mokaru hakushoku abantu kumuzikabe mo namundo kujize ambano shali shungira sana kushinga matia kushinga mukanga kanungurura Oje kwa ndo chabi hahirima na uri. Mwanga wa hirima na biku karume kutoka bari. Oje mulugushi akamakera. Mara tawa ndo mako nyusha ngwangina hadeka kunura. Oje mbu papo shauri yo munene. Okucha kanguri baka buchi ka bari ko badawe chiti kakusha ambano ando mbonga rombo wende utu korongana. Okusha ambano anchiwa hama. Oshima umuri ndumo munene umenga atha kuwadha ko kaoko. Oshima chapa chari karo kara chekari kara chweka pombo gari kutaku pocho ya posho obi unde ovo bitiri wa po unde na ruye muri ambano hanje wono miya kende na kaka kupatuka uri oya skare vitu undamo no mauke na kwangu twakwende nanga kukaza mungu wantoroka ngodadi vendu skare upindro vitu joka so skare upindro uchu aduchiwa Canada ikana visho kuchuri umundu musha amachengo yadi mba kabutu ya oshitwa oronga namba kogungira mundu muna hepero shinene amanu shina himo chitu chito chona Namibia. We as Namibia the country, we are not very good at grooming leadership. We have leaders, they come, when they have left, then we start saying who will take over. I'm saying this in humility. I don't think it's deliberate, but it's a real thing. There are so many people who, like Jarimbovandu Kaputu, were not taught in school in class, but grew up with people who mattered, who knew just about everything that happened. Many of them are around. Unfortunately, they did not get the kind of exposure that he got from having been a broadcaster, because that's what exposed him mostly. But there are others who are more or less like him. Unfortunately, we never have time to expose them. Maybe in part as a result of the type of education system that we have that is not eager to try and do research and see how to document things on the basis of history. I don't know. But yes, we do have a problem with that. And there's not only in Ovaherero. Once, while I ran the NBC, there was a young man who was a specialist at paying tribute to the fallen heroes of the liberation struggle of Namibia. I tell you, when that boy was speaking, he was speaking Oshiwambo. He was really like Kaputu. And I tried to bring him, but then I ultimately got hold of him. I think I found him in Shikambo. And I just said, you don't want to go. I said, no, but you see, we're going to record you so that you can what you do. And fortunately, I had a clip. I showed him his clip, and he enjoyed it. And then he said, Daddy Penny. I said, no, we'll go to, we'll record it. So, but yes, I'm saying this the unfortunate thing. Naituna Kaputu wakapita mundu ilishiwa warenji para ushambano Kaputu chakapita na imbano mamu idemburuka bishambano ene muthokuri panda. Osha, all I'm saying is that heroes must fall, but we must be ready made to have somebody take over where they leave off. Yeah, I think it's very, very important that we do that. Thank you very, very much. I just wanted to make just informal impressions. Siro, kujina mkando wanje? Yeah, ogusha, egano mamunusha, abe hongwana. Mamunusheri. Na imangiri kwa nakamanji tawa mea huja, ogusha na yuri. Sechua ku nambo zi. Uncle Papa, mbanu kati Uncle Papa. Osha mo dadu mutu konwa mutu peke. Ogeno kuhepa shineni.
Thank you so much, Uncle B.O.B. We appreciate it. Unfortunately, it's one of those jokes that you just cannot translate. Then he does not have the humor that he deserves to have. And Uncle B.O.B., may I also give you your flowers while you are alive? So I've returned from the States 2008. Hilaria calls me and says the DG is calling you. I'm like, me? Are you sure? Am I going to get fired? I was so scared. He calls me into the office. He literally says, I'm proud of you. That meant a lot. And he did not, thank you. It did not even end there. A couple of years later, he writes a book And then he says, I want to feature you into the book. I said, are you sure? Me? You know, I was so shocked. And then also, maybe I can also say about our former First Lady. Last month, I was invited to a Ghana conference. Here I get a text from her. She says, I'm so super proud of you. The way that you raised the Namibian flag higher, that means so much. And that's why I keep on saying, I keep on praising our leaders. Even our Director General, you'll find, you know, the lowest person in the rank as a cleaner. He books him or her a flight to go to Botswana, Eswatini, wherever else, to go and benchmark. That is huge. And we really got to be grateful. We're really, really super grateful. Thank you, Mr. Stanley. It's something that was never done in the NBC. And if we don't give him the flowers while we're live on TV, we will never. And then you will never, from what you read in the media and what we as employees experience on a daily basis, is nothing but love from him. He's like a father to us. We understand we're in the media space, you know, it needs to happen. You need to write about someone for you to increase your sales. We respect that, but it's a different experience on the ground. Moving on with the program, we're live here at NBC Radio, and we are actually celebrating our legendary, right? He was a cool man. One day I said I want to write about the Ovaherero history, right? And I said, can I please come to where you are? And he's the only person that knows about our culture. So he comes and tells me and narrated, and he says, don't worry about it. I will drive to your house. I'm like, are you sure? Because this is like the man, you know, the historian. He came to my house, he sat there, we wrote it together. I hope one day that he will be able to come on. Okay, so that is the audio that we are going to play. The next speaker that you are going to hear is the former parliamentarian as well, Mr. Aser Bai. Unfortunately, he could not join us today, but he was the man that actually scouted that beautiful talent right there, the late Dr. Jarimbovandu Kaputu. Please hear it. When you're ready, may you play the audio, please.
Nene ombulangine mbuluka orongani no mbulalo nene chiwana yona pale Ovaherero okushanga oveta njimaina no moko Ovaherero opumba muni na omuyaruke Jarimbovandu Kaputu no etale chimarundu mambo mokatiko vandu chimavihungire no vandu chimave pahembo ewa nayo akushanga oveta yona pale Ovaherero amechetiro omulumendu utukupra kuchanungo mulumendu ungula iye opumba lovira luchomitire hanje mitiri wonga wolokole indalo keza chinene jiwacha omulumendu nyamitiro mbwa chinene omandiro mboga miaruka ko rumendo yuru yanyembali kombandro wendo anjora kuno warmino la pambenana amembali umwe waimba okehi yao nao cho sinya omuitane amechambaka muno mulumendu beke yaka mulumendu kumara ito njerera no unongo numbuhe pachinene mo muratio chimatu wango kuhonga no kuchivito vandu no kunyamukita ejiri warumendu upalipa mo yuru yanjembale cha amuchitondendeka pa mulumendu ngo kaite betumu olandu mukwena ndano mukwetu munyiwenga usuisire muhange maru kwa vipo hadiska arondecha ngwa mushiwasana na wano nomulando nangwi na mushiwondo mbumuro wandu shiwondo chimove njoke njihungisiro mulumendu mukushapo unondero njitapi rumwe matukula koko umitirine kutuwa trevi ungulapo oratio mulumendu nge yapo ratio kape kalele kape ombelengo kushanga shitolo application apo maningiro kushama kutwe mu biungula apetale wa mera kaleno ndero uripo wandonda kutwa mu biungula ashaterwa obanumbo banane orati ale shatero mundu unongo mbutambo nusheyamo moratio chiri nekulairemba oratio ndengu yoratio neraka nolombuve no maresere omambo no matinauliro omambo chivanga atukunyiso kulio bulunga pamwe no maraka worutwa alilo mutanaulo muwa omupite omambo chiri nalilo muisano muwa chinene ochino shiwato
programa ndenga nje akambura shahita moratio yarini
kale tungituhungira ndi atu programa aitana kujaviera kale tungituhungira okanjiro mbango chinene kwamba tuke mu po vinayo o programa njiro ngondoroka no maru nongambuliro yo muhoko yakambuwa iyo muitane chamena wanivi to njaro programa ye o nene jito muponjo nobando kuchiwo ongambuliro nokupandira po ngambuliro yayo muhoko wa yo mara wonja mbiko tatongo tiwo no munyenga othuitwe muhange kene kulembwa umbangane mundo mushiwera ka chichi omungabiro bakwa obuje kuja mikambuliro cheyengwa patrulo njira kuchatuto kutawira ku bakwa bale mbacho akone
penja no programa njio mara wonja mbiko tatenji oshikwa sharo shimo mudemburuke oshomungure okehiwe
tani muyemburukire kondengero kulamba kitwa wito bandu mukatiko muhoko zina kumu muyemburukire shimo kitwa wito bandu mukatiko muhoko kapa Jarimbovandu kuchaika na mwachiwarate kweshia kwechiungiro mundungu chapo mundungwi kumahepuro kutangwa hapo alichikwa no mwachiwachikwa konambo chiri ekutandero mundu olonde kurona no wala mumu mundabe abenyanuka mumunyo omundu wao mwingombu matu hapo na mwene anda na monga mbuliro na mukukura kwe yungula beka shukira kali no mundu wao.
Okay, shuma jako komitanda no lodithana do marekuru oshodera kushavi oshino shinene shima etho kumude mburukira ko shikwa
omba biyo muko mekulifiro bana che ni cheno mwache wo muherero mwache mukalo nano no mulando no mwingombu no kupandira po binabyo kwemba biyo muhoko no kulishinda kwe no kukura no milishindiwe mukatiko kuchiwana nachero munanwa aluhe chiri ahongo bando ndengero shinene ko bando binabi hongo bando ndengero no bando kupandira po mbado yao ongambuli onji mukatiko bando ndo nditakame achache sako neche sako mbandi hine omukwenda tamwazi wa mama.
Thank you so much. There was the former Member of Parliament, the former NBC Umrari FM, that time was Ovaherero Radio, station manager. Now you see, Dr. Alex Kaputu used to have a lot of characters. The other day, it was Shido was in the studio, and then he called Shido. Shido, come here. You see this public announcement that you are reading? Here is written to say Alex Jarimbovandu Kaputu. Oye mununu, kushia Okaputu. It took another one, Okaputu. It took another one, Okaputu, and it was on a Friday because he didn't want to go to all of these funerals. Now you see all these people, I'm going to tell them that I'm going to be at their funeral. So nobody is going to call me tomorrow that I was not at the funeral. If they ask me, where were you? You say, I was at this one. If this one asked me, I say, I was at this one. If this one asked me, I was at this one. So he had a lot of characters and nobody was complaining. Okaputu, Okaputu, Okaputu. So that is one of those characters that he used to have. So even when somebody have to call him and then he say, I don't want to talk to Kariko. And then the moment Kariko call, Kariko, how are you? How are you, my son? So he had those characters. The moment he just put the phone down, so it was one of those characters that he also used to have. One moment he loves you, the next moment you are not his friend. Tomorrow you become his friend again. Thank you.
Okushavi oshiperi na oshiri made mburuka mu bito bingi next thing waso kunjwatia no chiherero ba nyenu kunyang chogwa chona kwa kuingira ra karenu mimi aruka kuindore tuchwena kwa kuingira ndorenu opombo uri
chimba ungire kuja ati nyinga nuko ti mai hungire ra kandi ngana tupata ondi mbo hungire mai kie kuingira mbera kandi ndituhungira okushavi moruvede ndui matu kwa kieta omutengo Steven Androga rikane matu ngo sherikane shiwe yana uri merete rukuru kuja tukaene no program mbo kaenda so oshiondo shakapo shichiripo na omutengo Steven Dorokade. If you guys are here, you guys have to bring the magic part of the moment while we have to call him the doctor. So if you are here, can you please just join us so that we can hear the history of why are we calling Dr. Sir Alex Jarimbovandu Kaputu a doctor today.
Gunda Rimbo, Matia Kura, Musho Apo Umuhenendu, Moshera, Mipura Hero Kutoho Nishibeno Kushiwa, Wako to Veto Honi. Our board lady, who is Madame Kula Simpson. A very warm welcome to you. And those are our main bosses. So we thank you. It's such a pleasure to have you in our midst. Thank you for making time to be here. A round of applause for the beautiful. Just maybe a little wave so that they can just say, we all dream to be board members one day. Yeah, such an inspiration. Yes. Oshakapuo. So what basically happens, I will try to explain it, but we don't do it. It's basically the men. They all go to the field, they say it, and then just don't worry where the skin comes from. So a skin gets removed, and automatically they become peers. And these peers can actually discipline you, can actually encourage you. They can also be the psychologist when it comes to maybe you got issues in your marriage and all wonderful stuff that our cultures has embedded on us, and we really, really love it. We really love it. And those are the masterminds who ensured that the late Alex got an honorary doctorate. So meaning that they're also brainy people, obviously, in order for them to think about that, right? Yes, those are the brainy folks. And the guy that's going to come and talk right now, he's our former colleague. But now he's very famous at Namra. Aha. Hey, he's the guy that wants to make us pay taxes all the time. Mr. Stephen Dorokade. He loves that long name of his, and I do it on purpose, and I tell him I can't pronounce it while I can, because he's a friend of mine like that. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, okuneno kuhepa moro. Mwapenduka nawa. Amiwina mbapenduka nawa shinene. Osho nangonga. Ngonga uriri nguma nyinga medhomosho muvena ovakwewa opera. Muna kwewa muhawari. Kuimba mtu athiwa na uja mosha ovipiro na mbambara. Imba nberi koruwa retu rondi ya kashimaya vanga andana ama hii. Kona kukuna ihe mupolisi wakandu. Uringo koruwa rondi ya kashimaya vanga andana ama hii. Rungu njihata urirongo mbuina. Arika namoro. Let me greet you, Chairperson of the NPC Board, Mr. Lazarus Jacobs, Director General, Mr. Benjamin Similo, your management. I thank you so much for the opportunity granted to me. I work in an environment where late coming is inexcusable, notwithstanding the reason. We do not pardon late coming. You either show up on time or you don't show up. But I needed to plead with the organizers to say, unfortunately, today is so significant to me for this event. But there was also another equally important event, very dear to my heart and my being, that I needed to spend time there. And so I pleaded with them, and they were very generous in allowing me to show up belatedly and still get an opportunity to be able to speak to you. So I greet the family. I'm in no position to greet the family, given my standing in the family. I'm a child in the family, so I'm in no position to greet them whatsoever. But I greet them so much for being here and allowing us to use Yari's name as far as this event is concerned. I also bring greetings from the one and only prominent peer initiation group, Oshondosha Kaputu. Ijarukira umasho hamba mbarasha kurupa shangu evandu wangu mbia mutambo. Washimba ya wanashi washongarero. Katura kwa unjo naranja mudaka mbotu hewa virembandiri wapunapu the Ohara. Oshondosha Kaputu brings you greetings, especially those that are facilitating the program, for ensuring that we are aligned and associated with this program. Because for us it's very significant, because we are celebrating a life. We are celebrating greatness. And we are often reminded that greatness is nothing but service to others. So there is no qualification that you would need to attain to be great. All you need to do is just serve those around you, and they would know that you are great. And in this morning, that's what we're doing. We are continuing with the legacy. We are celebrating a life well lived, and we saying thank you for those that at the point where we thought we had done enough in recognizing his contribution to humanity, contribution to his people, there are others that actually picked up the baton and were able to proceed with that. We thank you very much. Now, my intervention is supposed to speak about the project that we ran around 2018, culminating in the conferment towards the end of 2019. And it was when we engaged him, and you wouldn't think of it that way, or we did not expect of it that way. We thought that when we would pitch the idea to him, he would probably take turns and talk about himself, about how great he is and how great he was and the things that he would have done. And I'm aligning with what Osi just said a moment ago around when she undertook the initiative that she did. And that's the person that we met. Myself, Kadembire Dembruka, Mr. Lovelace Wahoroka Kauta, who's also here, as well as Abel Kenakumai Kanji, who spearheaded that using obviously the umbrella name of Oshondo Shombara Kapu. And when we were saying, but we think that there is a need for us to move with this. Initially, he was very skeptical, but have I really done enough to warrant this? Was the question that he kept asking us. And we were saying, no, we are going to run with it. We'll see what it will deliver at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, when we concluded the submission, because I'm not going to talk to what the submissions and its content and the process that we needed to undertake. And I must say, it was very uncommon for the University of Namibia to do the conferment in the fashion that we proposed. Ordinarily, from what we understood, was that they would be the ones initiating, looking at people and their contribution in society. They would be the ones that would be initiating, and then they would run the process, their vetting and whatnot. But in this case, this was a recommendation, a proposal that came from the floor, as it were. And they had not, or their process was not responsive to that. So in a way, we possibly pioneered something, or we triggered something that didn't exist at the time. And it was one submission only, and at the end of it, we got what we had requested. It was not because of our writing. Maybe it played a role. Of course, we benefited from the English of Kadembires and the Kautas and the Kanjis and so on, but maybe it played effect. But it was really the person, the figure that we put out that was convincing. Because what we were able to demonstrate was that not only was he a walking, talking encyclopedia as far as our Ovaherero lineage, customs and culture is concerned, but he was able to permeate through the various and ensure that it's not limited to the Ovaherero people. And we were able to put that in the submission to say, in him paying tribute to the people, because that's that was one of the anchors of the things that he would do. It would not be limited to those that would contribute in our society, in the Ovaherero community, but it would go beyond that. And even when he's referring to and I saw the insert being playing earlier this morning, when he was paying tribute to Kehara Nyau Shavari or Mbara at the time, you must just look at that introduction. The way he would be able to connect that with the Alexander the Great of Macedonia and all those people, Chaka Zulu and all of those people, and then lend the person that he wants to put forward. He told you that he would have grasped knowledge far beyond his own community. And that's why we were able to convince those that were considering the application and the submission that we've made in recognition for him to say, you are not only recognizing a Herero man, a well-cultured and knowledgeable Herero man, but you are recognizing a Namibian man who has, and somehow as life has its way, we are always told that the universe has a way of responding to the things that you do. As we were busy with this, UNICEF was already considering in recognizing Okuruo as one of those cultural heritage that needs to be guarded. And that also then plays into the submission that we were making. So at the end of the day, and you would know Kadembire and the guts that he has once he is given an opportunity to ask questions. One of the questions that he asked as we were now recording this was to say, when you are gone, how do you want to be recognized? What is it that you would want the people of Namibia and the people of the world to know you by? For a moment, he paused. And then he said, but I have only just done my part. What I was doing was never for any sorts of accolades, any sort of recognition. I don't think I'm entitled to anything. But should anybody think that what I've done is worthy recognition, worthy being imprinted somewhere else, I leave that up to them so that they do that. In any case, you guys are here talking to me, pushing for my recognition, my conferment with an honorary doctorate. I don't even think I deserve that. But should others find value and worth in what I've done, I'll take whatever. The conferment was done on the 25th of September 2019. He passed on in March 2021. And on reflection, you think, maybe we just made it. But who says it needs to end with the life of the person? And this is possibly the testimony that comes from today's event. That let us continue celebrating his life. Let us ensure that his life does not vanish, because the material that he has put forward, we are benefiting from it. I've seen people who would organize gatherings and workshops and so on, just to listen to his teaching. Because with the possibilities of WhatsApp and the like, we are able to benefit to that. So that's the legacy that he leaves for us, and may his name continue to be celebrated here and anywhere else. I thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stephen. We appreciate you. I think it will also be befitting just that is Stephen Doraka's best friend. We all know who he is. He's always on TV. But since okay, now we are trying to celebrate. He spoke about greatness, so it will be befitting just to say, great is the faithfulness, morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I ever needed, thy hand hath provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto you. We wouldn't have done it without the Lord. Thank you so much. For real, thank you. It's something huge. Choshino shinene, ohako nenenjo. Ambano shino shiwa, sho studio nji. Bango kushabi, yadamo murumendwa shivanda. The biggest comedian. Today he's our chairperson. But that's the man that we also know him as. And that's how I always praise my leaders in this country. And that's why we are never starstruck. Because they are so much very humbled people. You can talk to them. You can engage them. For the young ladies, beauty pageants, look for mentors around you. Very imperative. Another strong, beautiful mind right there. Our former colleague, Omura Mwanji. Unomengikawa Pirura, hello, beautiful. Yes, another beautiful one. You have so much to tap from within the community. And also that it came from them. Yeah. Most likely who always see Shavi is the president who becomes Dr. Tosi. I'm just saying, okay? Her Excellency Dr. Tosi. But now coming like to an honorary historian, you guys have done it. In fact, I've done yourself. Another round of applause. Thank you.
Okay, Pachinene. Yeah, winki thamba ni mai wonjo pe yuri mo mai wonjo kombano mai yuri kuneno ko hepachine wa hongwa kuneno ko hepachine. I used to like Dr. Kaputu's meetings, you know, and especially when he's coming from the head office there when Meswama comes. He comes ne kuno ko hepachi kutundu atengwa no threka de mogara ko kombanda ko ekachivi no mineni amuhembu mulimba ne yuri kamuno vyungu kugamba mapeso wa America no mosingwa shinje mpaka hongithira upenke no secretary and the mamu ithane and then we were sitting there, we are fired just on the spot. From a meeting. Chiri, Yamana. So in his meetings, one day it's a happy meeting, tomorrow you are fired, tomorrow you are hired, you know. So he had a lot of characters, and that's why we used to laugh. At the point you were wondering, is this my boss or my dad? You know, so he had all those characters all in one. So that's why at this moment I would like to bring remarks from the family and friends. Unfortunately, we'll just call Katiama Kaputu to speak on behalf of the rest, and then we take it from there. na wina o muramwena wina ma rikane Kaputu injengu no tie ki ko mbra karwede kenunga mutupe kuja muna yepo shitia okay ba jineve pamaki. Round of applause.
So ayemedi hangunu no mwiniri chambo beni wandoe hiretu ombako onjo wirako no ihamith
iya okuhepa chinene amingume hingirwa mundu mukwenda tawe yakahekana ndiandawa mambo mbonge ngwa tukondukwa no mbalo amishirwe ichibiro embaro kwa itate mulumendo mukwenda mbura wacho mitu amuhenye wakakuwa ndongo maamuo wochinyo mulamu wangu ama muntu babu mumama katuta ongatuta katia muna omukwenda te yaka hakana ndiandawa yaka muhongo mama mugonga watukondu kwano mbale moruko poraka wonyanda amijimba se kama ni betwo yinabiba liuli omukande mukwenda tamumbazangwi kwato mulumendu nyangwetu okai washa yeku mukuramena mpoki yanjo ndangi kwene bumoronga namba kundambia kaonjo kenda ko muruko yehya wachu ombo cha mahuwe na ingo wa mesti mecho moro yanje ngayende maipitire mweno kenda ko bana newe na behe chapo bito byao emili ko shiwa na joshi kutundu joshua na shetu shiye kutuoranga ni namba okudemburuka ekuru hungiro mundu wa mama ai jita na binjita na wato na manu kwambie to mambo mukando mukwenda ta obido yodombongora o mama mama washia wahoro kwa momunyo shinene shiri momuhuko munombwi kokushapo napu paunguliro mundu waina mwe mulemburuka pupetambo kwado okuhepa pupetambo kwene shinene ochicha kwao achia bambo bashipore munaka mukandi ishendangi ko byunguro biwa yanjeko okuoko ko byunguro biwa bitwa shitirwa namba nami poyongu ndwanje basana shimuna ngundwanje twekuliramo meto kutira kokuri ndio ndime kutira kokuri twekulira ongandashi yashinduluko kuda ko kauwa yende ko bombonde mbaro injo mbondona shamba yende ko juebero hanje tulimo shirongo ko mumbonde butwa tulire atutura poko mumbonde mbo atuliro bana shemba ongwa peke okishamo mongwa tathani no detu atukaeto mumbanderu omwacho mumbanderu tenga atucho mumbanderu no mere hambo umo kanunu wongundwanje ekura ranje ngutwe kulia pamwe atukuliziwe mukandu wangu upo ekoreshwa kabirongo ubondi komeho omudandu omwacho wongere anangu hakumungu haningire ngwa nigira rumwe konda nangwe njia hanjira ra peigo ngombo ina achasuto uchu njuma okamutekero watonjara no wamwinabi oputwe kulira mbwalikana oputwe kulira tunyanderembo numo mirongo hambo ndatu ongundwa nje shia hingire ko ngundwe hanje mbona monju weberombo tulipena tiama inaandukwa gumakoto okauno na wabuba gumakoto wabuba no okauno atukara pena ka mamo pena omo kabandunga nyone gwakwatu othe mamba hanjoba onganda bakwenda tanjirimbo natukulisiwa na wambonu monju ebero mo mirongo hambo ndatu shimaka pa hosereka yetu ko chirongo hi ai pako chirongo cho ejai ko mungondo wine ego wahyasei akapa hosereka yetu ai amunju yebero ai kaetwa ya ushefa etemba wa ushefa alimbo ya tate ngwa kupire mama wofani yamengo ngombe betu shida na shitwana urumbuchu ya mo mirongo hambo ndatu nambali opa hingiri ya komwache ngo chikuliwa nguriko kongombiamba ndo nubuke puke demba ko ndonga nge ko byando mbande wakati wa mundu oshire munganda ko bonjo na banja mudaka potu hero demba veo kwa uhara opa tole obongombe tu mumwaka enda kaninga mumwaka enda kaniko ndukwa oshida to wambade ko shombinde ko chirongo lister nuchiria molistera shiria molistera mbo ale kaonja na mundu muganda ale kuka no mundu muganda omukwenyanjo yothera ndu yakarombo obetenga polutiro washiningire nuchira lambo omundu washimbangara shoko washimbango mundu muwapondese yakapereke muni shima hingire alika no polisi wakandu puma chabanache ambano ngo megale shuruke pa ngade ko chirongo konyombo banache bahia njombo kuberi bangera atura ngo mudando mukabona hatura anjo mahingire tatena tiefelu chatura omutena Celestine chihere chata oshida turadia mochirongo shashu wako mochirongo shashu wako mbo nushima de duko chirongo kolistira kumba hengwinire mochu wako bodongo mbedetu hanje tunodongo mbo fauno manjembere uli nduza kaonja na Afrikanera ututama he utaruku mirongo nodongo mirongo bitatu na mbali nushima de kaonja hina kwangu kusepo kanape hindi ondi shima de kaonja baronda morodi ya shipetekera no okienda ko chirongo na de kaonja nakakuyaru kwangu iningwa hamambi ningwa amengo omwanguwe ale kaonja nongumbu anje lebika kauno alihunga makonkondo bya shombinde nuchiri yamo shombinde mo chirongo sha chingaete opa barekero katwelo kapandi okapawe aisana kuinjongo okafelo kapawe ngo kukaenda molongo mbele tu shimazunga makenda kocho wako yuba konjombo wana shibahia njombo nuchiri yamo chuwako ubambo akero ndo ake are yodombawe wimbambo hara uyaputara utuko chwana shwaban nu chitwa namo kutumbura no kuna achamba no miango ngombe tuko beni kala fani nengwi kondumbwa ngombe to bahaka oputwa ira kia ko ya piritorisa atuka etombwevu osimindalo haka yobingore shimale kaonjo kenda kombaka haka nyaonji maihewa hanje dali yo haka no dombawe mwimbo nambano mbida koko mambo wo mbiye kwa mumuni mwimbo putwe kulira ponganda pwetumbo atukuru wana shuwa banduliri mumwaro mwashe mukabona kairena wongundu anje atukuru wana shuwa bandu mutwe kulithiwa shimwanga mwana kamuhe ka mwango kulala amu munju chamaende na yemo njato ondo asha obikari watwarara hanjwa ende nabe mutwe atiye kulya ojo cha munju nokutubuka patulo muyero ai nandaku kauyembo abero maramano kuna twekulithiwa norufubero rwakashiri wokuongo andu peke ngundu anji waro oshiwotero no shiwonge no njato nene yokuongo bandu gandu pavu opaka etero mwache wa honini ngwalamu honini kuma muchokaki wakaisa kehira kaoko aeta okutire kwa moruta kamemu waro mundu ngwatiwa bandu boyao waro mundu ngwatiwa obanda bihapanjara no kucha aduhaga palan nubali alitwa hane bondiro washama iko mukandu wa ngupu eko ureshwa kabirongo ingo bondi komeho ahunga mako kodondi ombo nushima ina hanje kenakienda uliriko mukandu wa ngupu eko ureshwa kabirongo mai kutate ongero ina ama mukuru kabe shitu okaya wakafutu wako kuru haro wa mbandi bana shibahia mbere ato nambano kwena muhembu mwaronga namba ulire mundo sofokusha dangi toho kwene kokudemburu ko biunguro biwa muhona wanje kuyo munimesha dangi mundu wa mama obido yobompongoranu nesha mundu wa mama ongundu wanje inangume mkwato kaitindiro shahimahe wa wakunja alikane wa wakunja obido byombongora imbimbya byahunga makehira kaoko shimabeka lilongundwao jiba kapura ya nyango nu hapongo mbieni yarara mungapi achaka kongo mbieti yarara munda doisha pehuli oye pehuli kathembo na wanga iya okusha mona alikana oshimesha mundu wa mama ona ngonga manyinga medumo shomubena shibanda kotiana anderura dangi kurufero ruwando gahino ko murungu matuka wano kwepa uharithiwe.
Chinene, thank you so much. Matuka and Nako Murungu. The old man, you see, I wanted to translate whatever he was saying now. But in order to do that, hey, Ombamoya, Matuka to Vimbuku, Oya Inakiaro Kangoriri, but thank you so much for giving us any hint of who he was. And by the way, Dr. Alex Jarimbovandu Kaputu had a lot of things. I remember Mr. Bob Kantetu said they used to eat a lot of meat. And when they eat that meat, and especially when it's on Monday, and it doesn't want to be around this building, especially this building, you will be seeing from the entrance, you'll be walking like, good morning, you know. By that time, you'll be seeing that he doesn't want to be around here. The moment he say now he's going to go to the doctor, hey, change of steps, you know. So he used to have a lot of characters, and we used to love him from that for that as well. You'll make any excuse, but you'll hear him. He'll make you understand that you have to excuse him for whatever he wants to go do. So thank you so much. But for now, we would like to call the firstborn. Yeah, Machingo Jarimbovandu, Machingo Kaputu Njonguno, Yeki Kutupo Mambo, or Programa Jerikane ko aprat neve tu be matere kikendro TV na Berisho Marongane no Yokoshi Tangeri Ponamba Matu to Pugama Marakango every Gaudi, or Kiakatana Nyopo Theory, the Maidum Mundamba Meko Yitaku, or Kutida upon number in the 100 or Kuhapashin.
Yes, it's a biological brother to our former MP, Mr. Gotthard Kasuto. And the reason why I'm saying that is the same way that you guys have a flower at home, that you all just needed to water it, to make it flourish. Now everybody is embracing that. So when you have someone in the family that embraces the name, we need to honor that. Shinani, I've just received also a message to you guys. She's the former Minister of Health, Deputy Minister, Dr. Esther Muinyangwe Ushiwa. To me, she's my sister's daughter. Every time when you guys see me on my program, the Toasty Show interviewing her, I'll refer to her as my daughter. And I'm a proud mother. And I would like to say thank you, Dr. Ushiwa, wherever you are watching. Also to all our viewers and listeners, please go and tune in, go like, go subscribe on our TV, NBC, on YouTube, so that you can also watch us live. And thank you to all the audiences across the world. We appreciate you. Please go and subscribe. It's very important. Gatu shitevi. Garu ngatuka enondangu kushatuno onyo themu etu. Shina shitu na yonjine. Kana turi yetu ve mwatushi.
Ya ikaendeko wamumule. Mai hongiriri nawa. Okay. Angumi hongiri wame chiverishe. Naranjo wame mandike Kaputu leri kota inalo Ovaherero. Omukwahere uyakapumba ko maero maruru. Umunakwendata. Ngumi anama ko awali. Matu ingile tate wetu omukaheka. Waino mbunge ngwatu kwa ndukwa nombade. Omosho wakoba awali. Gumana wakuba opera. Ona yango ngakumanyinga medumwa yo mubena. Oguma tuhungire. Amimeto kusha nguna bihia kaenda ko murungu yami niko bahona bahona ngabe mini kwa behe wanani oratiro po NBC ya behe boko mana ngabe mini kwe na meme munyangutu gutu mudu warukuru mutate nokumuna ya na mini kwe amano tate oudhanduwe po obiungura bye kulipanda wauta nombro dontiti ameka mbura kusha kulipanda kwe wauta nombro murongo na mbaliko kenda murongo na ndatungwi shima uto kutulonga nda muchirongo mba kotiro kawa kashinene atulitho ngombe dao puno mukaendo wangu poko chiruko chulungwe mukulitha abetula mbo mushinene mbo mukawa kashinene opa utira okulipanda nokubereko batena nokubereko bangube ketambu kuulike uliri ono paka endambo ngandoshi makapunda mkwaliro mithiri mwekoto wa shinene ngandoshi makalambo kendako kukakarara koko okauto yungura byuithane nushime hungire na aje uli mo bishitwa chiwana uli manderere matono mbimbi ngunda hiya ko mithiri po kwimbo withane oshomwa chanje wekulira mo bishitwa chiwana byombavu mena kuchanjiwe kulithiwa mithiri nji ni omukaendo wangu pwako mama wetu mkulukade ongwe mukulitha obino bingi omatora ondondolale o testament ndamanukando okushesho munde pashe opa utiro kuli hongo bina bihembyo nokukambura noshina chokucha noho china chakwatwa muye noho cho mundu atolere mbakaenda ko mulungu mekambura cha mulombura lo milongo hambo ndatu chima kauto owithane oshina chiche mupatulula nambano okuto kuhambuna vihe imbya chama no byombalu aungura chinene amene mburuka cha tate wali umwengwa ile ko South Africa warondero nderamba puno okuhepa dede mene mburuka cha tate wetu kuhepa dede mutoji omuyarukeni no bakwao okenda ko okukatalira okukakara po situation mbalu obasulu osho okukakwiri hongo mbalu njo akakara po atale de binambya bihembyo chakotoka oche twitwe kula bina bihe nokupurate na jimahungire nokuthima twakongo mambo basulu omundu jima kalali thandembo uliti shiri amena ndai mbondo kuithana sese zakona po shikwa ndembondo ali njululi na mareji matora kutwape uliri moyoro muchatiro jinene nokuserekale njo ngaro yo bichitwa mo kombo kusasaneka kwete Ovaherero shiri mundu oshatiro jinene amitatetwa lenga pamwe okakarara kandi muhingire okukakamburo mambo mwarume ndumbaruka mba ni ngumurubeze ndumbaruka mbe no munyorukwao simuna inetoko mana no bademba ni mena jambaro mutite mbali moskole odombura do milongo hamu ndatu na ndano mbo milongo hamu ndatu ya tukaenda pamwe no mahobango hanje chochi chichitwa ko chitubeche chimahina ichi ya icho holi ya takunguru udhingute kimona mikamuro semester mabenguru upubeka no kango munja tuli obatora mbako chitubeche okuja sha ovino vingi wakambura mo barumendo banene no bakaendo banene odosereka dodonene mo rubedendo omakamburo mahungi na tukakambura pamwe nanda ushina no miwa mihira kakarara wena vingi mabenyanda nda ko radio ushina no ikwa bijojo pumbati puna tate tukaenda pamwe chinene uliri omundu ngumbathubire chinene omundu ngwathubire banashe noho bopedu kapeno mwashi wemwe kathethengire mo shuruliri banashe be watira popa enene gunda maunguru uthi mbwathanango kuna mama wetu ngono ya okuja shiri mekamburo cha kwe kukarape uba shimunandi poku eyubando kumemwa mekamburo cha shiri onjiro ndoneno amishinene shimatuli anga mu birongo nanda mukurangira ko chunda ko mbyalo kutwali ya ko oshipawe ko njo ko ngoyambanja ko chikoli kutwali o marurondo ndio bambandi yo wakubanjo kutwali abiho marangire mushiwe ya mondo mborombo uli yalikana na shamwa cha ihi kamburo chimahina chi ahitimo ruteto uli ta inyangwe tunjwe na kambiro ngopeta mara chimotara chibanyuka uli yabete kipamwe uli tate wale munderero muwachinene nohamba no matono mbimbi ombwa chinene no oya shiri chatiro chinene ni makuta na ukeko mamuho pota na ukeko manene ndi chimata na ukaulisi alika no mukwenda to mukaheka anderere chinene uli amishimesha dangi shiri ko chitwa bihembye byakaendithiwamba mecha turateno akatungire mukatiko bandu eto vandu butuka ko ngotwire olongo beuli kuja mahungi kabina byetu chinene bwete kipi nongwali bakwatwa puno ana sho bangu banje no watena kwanje cyo aberimba no ngabetheka me munike ya wanangula thekama chara mtena kwanje thekama miki upi mbe umundu pi okay mitamuna uliti ya mitamuna uliti meta munauli ngwakula mangwina kusho miki oshiberi cha mama wanje ngwa hamangwi ongulo shiberi molukupolwa mama wanje ngwa hamangwi emikala shiumbu wakaputu ingwe muteza mbango ngulike tambomba ombinga wakayona ngwi wakaputu ngwakula mangwi omutena kwanji shara kaputu kabihua wakupa kaya kabihua ya mumuno cha thana ku mama wetu chiro mwaji muna mama wetu nao ingwa mango mwangu agwakula mango mwangu waji wanangula kaputu mumwishi nene puto mukapa mwemba ya omundu umwe werake wanoho mukuhungira no hongwapo ningandu wakapuna tetu ngwapo ningandu ku omiria na no chishiro chino chiwa chineno chiholero chiwa ngwina ngwakula mokainingi kaputu epaha no mukwao guliko yo penje okabaluru akaputu ngomundu katimbu ulingo mutu mekambula cha nimai platine kotungobi okucha mguheri po wado okucha mwangu wanje kwaenda ketambo lanje okanunu nokusaka putuma mushombo bimbere ngutwala ina imwe wado unji wakaputu wapuna kaere na kaputu uliko yo penje no wado kamwa kaputu kukwaenda shara wa mama wetu ngwi ya warwe ombuli kaputu wanganda ke na munyo washinene oina uliko kepa kombungo omupolisi kakujo oshiberi bitende batatu amjo mwache na mechitire shikume olonjira zidazo yurunda chukwa mujambina mukuru uli mobiungula noho kakabadheremba omombe hingo obalianga kuja kabe muno rubeze kukutukana wa nungwali tulipa mwemba bando behembo tulipa mwe na matungire mutungo bino bikwa abihembyo okujamba muno bitenda bakwenda tombyo byalamo mukwenda ta kakusho po amechandangi po kochungula sho yeah.
Thank you so much. You must have seen audiences that are standing up. Those are the children of the late. Okay, just to run down the program, we're almost coming to an end of the program. Thank you for tuning in as we are live streaming on YouTube, Namibian Broadcasting Corporation. Please join us. What is left now, wale mpaka na kemwembo wirako mpango
peno omwache werumbira tate wango kutwapo kana kimwe nao mumupelikane mu minute imwe
uthembambo mo uvumo unane wetumbu eti anjere kushatoka ino shishitwashi ka tuno kumupatera penje wina and it can only happen because we've got great leaders for them to be able to make this event live and to be able to accord a sufficient time for the family to come and praise one of their own. We really appreciate it so much. What is left now is just the request that came through. And then we have Mutengwaru Kerombo, who prepare Mbimbi.
Mari, orkira, urongeri jimumbai shombadu. Erikane ko aprate mbili poko kulengo uliri oprama mati mayende wonjo na washinene paka maningira ngeamba uliri othupi kuja rumu epena mundu kuma utapo mbulimo wa minute po hinganao ya oshinesha ningirwa ko munda na uliri ntu ya ko kuturukitha shati yete komandero awushanda ko munda mutengore kero na shimumba mwa eruruka amuka akanu show up right no manayo
onjo katitipo Mutengwaru Kero. I just wanted to run through the program quickly so that everybody knows who's next now. Okay, omwashengo erumbingu meyanu hamba peati number Karamata next uma representer of Bandi Traditional Authority Shipe Yambo. Our Director General will be next after Madam Tina, and then our board chairperson follows. Family Hishevi Kasutorirongere for vote of thanks. Madam Winu Mene vote of thanks Hanjet Fapat. Matine no kuyapo emba take kuprat rice o ongwa sorry emba wanangura sorry engunda teyambo topa boka mena kushavi o bahingiro vengi vapitinu tuisire mbo marambo mengi kombando meho etu fasero sereka de yetu kana tu yesape hi harika undu anje wisemi tima pe mwasu verwa
Punonyo thenu femutu vera. Love you more. It's all love. It's all love. Okay. Ocean bitu nembo so we can all be on the same page. It's the next speaker. Appear Madam Tina Karamata, the beautiful lady there. Shifa lumbo epangaranje no ngwa nanguro hengu mamuru na epangaranje ema usha mine mwesa peshi. Oya shifa lumbo ape omunanu wetu onganda etu olombude mutengwa similo ape ongoro muhami fi ovaherero byetu oshirata shierwari umendo wetu ashiandarika nano comedian etu no mnduno bihako bingi sheri na amu mwesa peshi board chairperson Mr. Lazarus okushavi emboronda ngumbara kuhepano hishivirwe Kaputu no hishivirwe Kaputu hishevi Kasuto. You guys have like fancy names right there. Gathana shinenemba upona mene hanjefa pat. And then gula tia patambo, we will be going to obviously to the unveiling. Insets will be playing here. We continue the program, and whoever also who wants to come and say something, we will permit you. Just a small group due to space. Not that we do not want you there, we all love you. And after we're done with the program, then the rest of us will then go and see the unveiling. Ne? With all due respect and love. That's all it's coming from. Thank you so much. O mutengwange yengwa ngirepo karuwedemba. Harika nanu tu pemba tu ndrafeka titi. Munda uno ruwedo kie kuhingira. NBC.
Oh. Mecha ndangi kwa muhukambwi. Mwamini kwa shinene nondengero nje mupira muhe mwaro na makatike tuo. Ame ngumbili kapurukuta wakaputu. No shimbe amba umutima wanda mautoto. Orondu oratio yetu nguru ochino oshisemba oshina hepero okunjire mbuligira tatemo katiko ina moruwedenfi kushenare nandali lepo patiti uli ali hakazembwa bali oja mama oshiberi oshimbaja ndangi ko karuwele kumba munu olo ngwatero ola tatole ngishinene cho munu ngwa ngiro mihoko ngwa ngiro biwana amina yena amalo ngwatero twakwato kubara tukwatwa iliyo mwashe wewe weru mbire amba tukatwa kumukia kalushindo Takatwa kumogea kalushindo kya ingo mugule mbandango ero mumbandango apura kolongombela mubida chikara mbati ya mwashombi olonda urade hero londe kumomishira anje irale rapoka chihogo na poka chihona ko mambo noko tupoko noko here nanje biro ale ho maliwa uli olombondi okuma tukatwa kumwengu amba tukatwa kumwengu kya aputu kaimbo anumbe hali bitia olongombe mbati mbo olongombe ochiana chirongo kombenda na kamana imbo atherando tupindi ndolonda uranjira no kitambo ngombe ilo ngombe amba ati ukatwa kumoko bambo bashipoli ko ambo bashipoli mamombo ngengu madukonduka mbali nuba kuma batongama bahama ko bitongi ingi ko ngombe yachiondu oluma ohata kasi waya karaleka bahama ko bitongi nu atukatwa kumwengwi anje ndo nganda mme no kumulaero bengi jachi bakatwa mamaji abe shima luki yakasutu ngugo yako gule ke yachira ula chacho nguvi okuma be kwatwangu mbo mama inayotati amba ti kwafa Kaputu pamweno oshime chandangi ehinga lizu bera kubako bere ko ngala kuzema ya uchina ro ngwa linda kuruo macheza atukatwa kumwengwiko koyaka uko dose ngoze limoko hungwanga nja yachira hilo ndizo ngandiwo cho mulenge kuti kwetu ko chire yangu ko chikachamwa tukatwa kumwe Aishira mailo nditha lukulu. Nuanje makuberi petu ndulo wahonge mbodo ngundu wanachomba ndi akachi yawo kama itwara ngombe yanji yakuzema itavya mbachiro kule kuma nyingerere. Onga ndi atibu ya chirwa mayumbo njombo mashi amaiye kasana ko njomba ndi akachi yawo. Eze base bayingo muno mumbanderi wacho lohongo waka inako ba mundu kati amuna unu mamboko chinya uli kondombora yoka zikwana kamana numako mundu hichene himbura mbitirwa yi ngogo yaka lushindongo ngogo yati koyomberi wango kumatu kwatwango ndau jambo yate mboni kino no ni class mawe pulatene mbachi tulipo mbako powi vekukume nu shima ve kwatwa mehirao apura tene nawa mwashi watato muwashi nini apura tene nawa kena kunjura bakafa muda ndu imbala kwetu kiashi yoki yaka luzindu apura tene nawa ko batenga uya apura tene nawa nuno hoka bishina mandero na imbino wangu mumbabereka ketambo umwengwa hamangwi umwami ngo ishiro Kaputu ngatie uli tungu linambia bingulira te kila nyingiro lwele uratiwa matupewa uli atu atie kufa mamwe bali etatu ondu njombazu mwetu muyaka Kaputu hiro chidero oshime shandangi akui naingu kihira kapseka chipepa ngo kiyaga ndugu wanachi bakana ko kulu okongombo nangu ina ngombe ya humbuna wanga nja chirwa no chipo no chiwonga nangi ko mulambo yaka ngombe waka lukulu kahiyana u baha kuti inyangwa nje kutuhanda ko bituwe omwachi wangu obandi washimba uwa odonjo nalanja mola kambutu helo mbanderi wapo napo la uhara inyangu bomo bibula wakapu bangazi magamba po ichitwa omwachi wemba makukumi memunu tate wanje ulimba chikindi akazeraera kepo mumwinemba hapo pomundu ari umemu oshimesha peri nawa uhare nawa twakukumanu matenda atu hekana ndangi chinene ratio
okay bashinene yeah ma kuonja na wapi yeah nambara muruvede kana kwa kumoro thuruvede uliri kura mambitha ne mutengo rukero no shimbumba shombadu veki utupapo kana nui na mamunyashinge o mundo shwa kuningira cha o iname munumba oshipiri ya onganda ambandiro wina ndaki ya enda mai wonjo pepego nao tienda atu tubatulita nao sho tucheto pramaji kuta komandero okwe bashinene
Unveiling Kaputu mutuli. Omutuli. Matutila. Haikoka. Omutuli. Omakonyo. Olompani. Namahonka. Olonjupa. Omuderi. Unajua mutuli. Omutuli. Olonjupa. Namahoro. Omuyeri. Hambadu. Oyetu. Owe. Hima. Mukabona. Wakaputu. Oputuli. Matule buruka. Hombakane. Faripomwe. Neyuma. Otishwali. Mokaoko. Owe. Hima. Oberiwo. Okabumba. Okaburoko. Unveiling Kaputu. Horikende. Omuberi. Ovaherero. Owe. Hima. Ai.
Thank you so much.
Opuwa kahame. Yeah, hinakuwango kubaka katiti. Mememena katitiri kane uli. Hinabano. Shiro Unveiling Kaputu. Ai, omundu twaka apa mweri kaneto. Ya, shimeluko mahietu. O biekuto yungura bekulira puno mukadendu. Bekulisa mukado mukwendata. O mukado mukwendata weyana ndu okakuru menesia wakaloha. Enji hongo uno utiti uliri. Shimba lumboku yanguno oge kuhakaena no mundu mulandu murumendu. Oshindimbu owanga wakonda kumule. Nambaro hina mengi uliri. Twaka apa mwendo miki peke nu. Rume nao bina kulurupara. Posi hapo katiko tuwedembo. Amishime du government control lango. Rauka puyembo. Serikali le povina peke. Serikali le peke mbo. Oshi amuno kushabika. Amishime serikali obina. Ka serikali la kobandu barwe. Obina bina ngolo imbatwa mokuti uli. Shaka serikali cha omulandu wa rukero washa. Na ngwali obina mbei mokuti kwa uli. Oshe nji kambura no kana kemwe. Ka shavi rukero yana. Mena ujavi alikane mompadu yetu. Shuno obina bimwango kushita. Shiwana konganda kuwada. Obinambe uhungira owashiki. Namboshe asha rukero yana kotabi. Kukuna rukero kubipapo bihaya mwacho mebiha pandiko ngombelata urongoro. Shimbana osha amunu kusha owashiki. Shimbiha nene osha amunu kusha rukero yana. Ay nambano shimeta musiro wakaputu ningu twahama pa mwembalikana. Amihiva ngo kuhakaina kuna wabeto. Orondu twayora atuyoro atuzekara wina peke. Ngande utokura mba kujamia shitiri mokatiko bandu nei matu yamburuka. Orondu mesere kalero binambia kalira bandu ronde omutine dhumo obina peke noi. bemuzelekare kana kemekusha akana uthupi ulitumado kana kaunguranga to ya bemuzelekare oshika no shimekusha aimbari poskole yaka matapati ope hitimbo ya numpari monjiwe imo na hepiro maku okondema hinakusirekalera mbakako okondema njo shipeke musirekalera osha himwa kusha obe nangwali o unguro bindo binene bitambakasho okuyo binashiba na mato okiyeta shibarika ne matubyesa pothe anje tutulipa mwe no onambu mbiungura mo karatio ketu shimeka apuno ubizakanje supi wa humu onambo twaisa ko mukwetu yari wakaputu okusha kama biko kano yenoye matuko jiso kienda ko okutwa binabiko murungu kusha numa kubi shunguro binako mbandehi okoka obinabya byandere mbuli shwa kusha biko nguro bindo bisemba posia shiwatu obinabya maikanda ko murungu shwa kusha o ungura obina obisemba shinene okusha no sikwitsambalika ne okuhepa shinene.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dave Rukero. Is also a former member of the NBC employees, main control. He was in charge of putting radios together. He's also the traditional group later. And now, ladies and gentlemen, allow us to bring representative from the mother side. Murwithe ndimatu okuithana o mutengwa memba meki kutupa ruhima ya kutha oihe oina atupata pothiani kana kupata kako mina kushopora mama ikaenda kwa murungo kwepa shinene.
So mamu pendurwa ya me pendurwa ndayo mberimba munene ngurimba ngombo tangu nguna na joji na menjishiwa warumona wanje no ya nabana minoko na kumei amimea kuingiria poina o mpoimbo bakwatwa uri so ete twakatwa ikaitindirwa Erika Mengo ya o mwashi we mutenga o gatuta kabali o ushavari o Jarimbovandu Kaputu o kushambova Kaputu mbowe varimbo ya warwe onguriye mbarunga o vindeline mbarunga o kushambova mbarunga okusho kuya ko rukupo ndo amengo omutengo watera mengo oshavari okashirari mengo akakupwa ko yapuyatura osha tatu omonika mengo akupwa ke akawandende osha ine okageru kwa mengo okushwa mingu mehungire ndegero mengo akupwa ke shatindi urundurura mengo ge akupwa shikali kupakea ngwasena komongwa mulasto okakiaru okanongo mengo okusha ete twakatule tuvetatu walandu munene okusha ari Jarimbovandu Kaputu okusha bari kushengo ngurie mbarunga okusha nguriye ngoe watarukuru okusha tuiswa tie bari ya ujange yengo gege kutesa ruko uja nishimba isuerige puno akalona ya okusha chide kuturi wakaheko kuverito mama ngwino hongu mama nguerika ngwa kwatwe puno mukwa warwe puno mwanguwe vangwa Kaputu no varo kuverimbo va mama mwangu ya okusha kandambara tukumba kutwa pauriri Usha meshantangi kwenarikane kande na washimwalumba okuhepa.
Okuhepa shinene. It was just a brief family tree for us to understand where Dr. Sir Alex Jarimbovandu Kaputu is coming from.
From the
on the mother side. Okay, kuhepa shinene. Usha na mabatoka enda kumurungu mo karuvede kirunga tuka indito programa njikusha itiete komandero. Yeah, Tozi, where are we now?
The beautiful Tina Turner Karamata, Makramene Pangandayo Mbandi, Ngume Yamba, Mwekumuno Urenga, Mwashi Nene. You gotta fix the other queen's crown. She's beautiful. Ombura Yovaka indi odo sereka de Momununu. We've got a female president. Yeah. Now. Please continue to watch us. We're live streaming on YouTube, Namibian Broadcasting Corporation.
wherever you are, viewers and listeners, we appreciate you so much. Please forgive her. She also not feeling well, but she really wanted to be here. She will try her utmost best.
Alikane kese barambandino andakukaserisha mona inokupenduka pofia ovongama mama wanje mkando atate mkando akonjo shaombo po binaru hasha bana chwanye batokufekama bana sebaje simbi animbia mo bito bibari mekura mini ponga ndati ombandi ama muhamito bihabero nganda ombandi pofia mbea mushito sharwe isho shanje muni shokushamina bakwetu nambano mekambura oshitosho showina udine isho shokukura mena ponganda meanja ko mufrontate wanje enji batiri naranjero chero numbaru kwa mikatu kato mukaendu akupirika futu wako kuti mukaendu akosho no binonjo maendo vantu vanje onji manji utukithane ndakune mberi kushireni hametira shwana shwanye mave kutako urunga besha mamaupi katungu mahewengwi ngungu kandu ngungu akuka kumbunuka ningiri engwi mumbarukirwa bana ngafo muninga hinome ame me kuritako shikando hidheni namo mo Korindo NBC mba potea wenji urireko kuina kwa mkando wangu pekori wakabirongo ase watauko thombanda keshina kubatha ambana mimesha vikui mkando urirumu omukwate basha mbiri yari feburi munji munne kushwa mingwi barase banje opumbiri mbino njora ile nara yinyoko munene ne muni warukasho shakuina kena washerekatu abre masha mama mkando watatu munene aro esimenjitha na masha mama mkindo watatu munene mkindo akosho oza kena wenjitha nene naranje uriri warukasho uriri basha mbiri yari feburi amba mbitha no frondate wanje makonje nonganda
nabano kunena kuhepa osha kumama katuma no kuongira washa katu akupirwa ikathuto nami amikathuto no mohana limbo okay nabano matu shokunena kuhepa amamo muhindwa uri mena kuja katiti ngumbi na mara mawami no mundu shwa muni ne uvakera mbo uliriyo hamunika navi mbino kama kimwe kaya lika roro kushita nje bakalianga kwetu makonjizo kuoronganizo ngandao mbandi abe amoshi mpingwe mono anasha nje bangozo ngombo no dondu nawa yori chofon dori shatano nuru kurumombo walipuno mwasho mumu na mana naja be amano chiva sura yiwa kuche berara aberio vina berara atuli berara abira nje teto nasho utiti mudu kongorera tate wamona kathuto ngo akaenda po shuru sheshimei shimaruka ko hurututu berara aberi nasha rovyungura mafoki aruka unombude no mashibiziro nganje yarukuro likatano shauto kuherwa kujoro vyungura bakalezo mbude no anje minerumbira nje sitie merero waheruka poki aruka mbabetike katito kupitizo chiuro no hautaika kulama poka kula mambo mbalo wanashika bya kotoko kushonduka bya yapo bashitibi munungu shaka lezo mbude ko shomwise atumno do hauto nduma ikongorera thano ukotoka ona chimbo atito kuveri yo kalikono ovanasho kuveri amimbaleza luno mbude ombude njimbaleza rukudhuri shi hale zero bali memeshi tibi ambili puno muhoko wanje mba okuja oshitwakara puno mundo muwashi nene nao namano myako kuningironje zino noho wina mutu kokushamehitire mbano kianjo ndanguliri shamba NPC ya ronda nguko shiwana shihe kuneno kuhepa amano mbine hungi ulirinda shangwa iyo nganda mbandi ama muno amishe vikasuto mukwendata o mwana o mbandambula hama mo rutumbu ine o matupa wa kwa shivi o kuneno kuhepa o bino amo mujangire po nganda mbandi mano me anje hunginda shangwa iyo mbara mogutulungira mu mujangire ponda shangwa numerece osha shiriri no kuheno kutanaura poshina. On this momentous occasion, the Ombandi Royal House expressed its deepest appreciation to NBC, Namibia Broadcasting Corporation, for this extraordinary bestowed upon our beloved departed son, Dr. Alex Jarimbovandu Kaputu. Through the renaming of Omurari famously known radio station, Radio Studio number 3 in his name. Dr. Alex Jarimbovandu Kaputu was born on the 9th of March 1952. He has started his journey as a teacher, and he joined the South African Broadcasting Corporation and rose lead NBC Ovaherero service, demonstrating unwavering commitment to inform, entertain, and educate Namibian through radio. He was revered for his impeccable memory, powerful oratory, and expert knowledge of tradition and culture. In recognition of his outstanding contribution to oral literature and history, the University of Namibia, as Stephen have stated already, honor him doctorate degree in 2019. Dr. Kaputu was more than a pioneering media figure. He was dignified son of the soil, a cultural custodian and a voice principal who's contributed the public broadcasting in Namibia, have left a profound legacy. His life work reflected the very essence and excellence, community services, and visionary leadership. Dr. Jarimbovandu Kaputu legacy live on not only in the airwaves, but in the hearts and minds of all that he touched. This honor by NBC confirms that legacy will continue to inspire future generation of Namibia broadcasters, historians, and storytellers. A pillar of our community, Dr. Kaputu was deeply involved in uplifting the Ombandi Royal House, preserving our lineage, oral history, and tradition through storytelling and public dialogues. His dedication to our heritage ensured that the voices of Ombandi and Ovaherero were recorded, respected, and celebrated across generations. We convey our profound gratitude to the NBC board, and also we want to mark that most of things that you are asking to be done for you, you have to do it in writing. The board have to see who don't want this want, but we say the day that we were here during his memorial service, it's when we have put in our request through our speeches, and today it has become the reality. We thank you. On that note, we want to thank especially from the board of directors, the chairperson, the director, and also the team that have worked so hard. There was times that the whole day, during the day, we had like a WhatsApp group. It was quiet the whole day. Coming from 10 o'clock in the evening, when you see the fires coming out, And while the fires is there, this one is calling this side. How do you see it? You know, everyone wants to get your side. So, and then you have to play to bring everybody together. So it was a good journey to come up to here. And allow me also not to leave the Omurari people for what I have said. Matusha okuneno kuhepa konganda yogompude ONPC na uparanga wayo. Dino tulipe iwarape ke ronyune no kuri aruka mo urikoto. Matu yanja okuhepa okunene konjibithiro ombaranga kounane wayo oua no ratio aihe. Menaro shua na shombandi oshikwate shombande ombangame omu kondonone omu huhumine omu yorokise omu shiukise omu tundude wombadu. Nonjendo yovanashe woyandambi avehe omu nungwe ya nalile ngwari omitiri ombwa naadu amadu kongwari. Eye ahitimoratio ahungire onjendo yorushindo rovanashe vakaunja shimavedu komao omanene wondondu omapango nodondondu ngashive yangu aviumbwa ovita vya shidhingwe mombura nje yobirimwe no mathere hambo ndatu no mirongo hambo umwe na ndatu konjua ya katholiko gonongonja tungwa no vitenda ayo yakaiyo miti. Aungire ovita vya shunda mombura nje yobirimwe no mathere hambo ndatu no mirongo muyuna hambo umwe. Ahingire onjembo yakanjira shimasha kashi umbwa kuiningira onjembo weyumbire shik au henjira era apate kori ajamaka umba ovita maka umba ovita imbira biwombo maka umba nonjembo ngoka thupi ombambaro yobana bashido shaharangata ahungire odonjendo dodonganda peke peke no manda no tudo dodonganda peke peke ne yubanda wa ahepa omuhungire ongwaruka omushise wehinga injija tushwa kusha HIV/AIDS kusha ndino nditujwe uyo mujise wehinga warukirwe Jarimbovandu Kaputu oshimesha oshikunino ombu omeba geha CV geha puire yadenga uliri nungwali mo hamunika operi numakalelele mokatiketu ohatwei ombwi serikali yetu ambano meanjo biungurambiko wanangurano bakwao etoputulipo shimingwe mutoro luhindo sha nuna tukapati ondoko sha tate shimatu ombagero theni nanja pako Jarimbovandu Kaputu atamumbula chingeyo omundo mieze bitatu kombundana ojo mundo shimo shokunene kuhepa ku NBC yo sha mpahungire no shikutundu ashiye sho shiwana shiye tuyere kunda tukuru upi kushaurimo mahio pimba mpamunika komiti ya social media urimo lopuo imba uriko mbando mirari motu director okuneno kuhepa ko biunguro biwambyo katuka ende ko murungu shimatupi dukanyaminga kaipunaik
ambambyo kana bikuru
mbyo byeombyo okuneno kuhepa matu ma amimbe pu puno shiwa na shanjo shombandi asho mashi hakunjitha konkotwe meanga kudhembudukitha ulino kuningira kwa kusha euvandu twali po mpaka ha sha tunguro biungura yari shimai tuke mwethe maende ambaro mu omukanditho biungura ambaro shuro mukanditho biungura ko roroku okumuna kushama kukaonja euli o unao inambimbo kudo movie shina mosha ulimo talero movie po bikena o ithanango akapita okuyo simbi hinamba muno rubede okutwapo okudemburukitho shwana kusha yari wa anjo wa shiri wa anjo hambura kanda keraka retu moshi ingiriza maku you don't know what you have got until you lose it o shimbi regreta shinene kokusha bipure kokusha kaingo mundu wanje shitfalipo shara shitfalipo po nasta o shoba honge umeraka roshingiriza uhonga wako tulipi naitu naiye momake obishangwandu bimatu twara ko murungu menaro kushabi on dictionary ya pia or the pages ashivara pia so we are struggling o ami yari wari o bandu babethana wako kushabi he was like a walking dictionary, a walking encyclopedia. Ami kwa mi umuni ba benefita kuye mena kushigubando hanjemba haka amu o mutumba pare na mbano mwashengu mathoko kwatwa ngui madhumo mihoko yaro ihe kamukenda to mukateta amamu muni ngumeriro mukandira mukateta kuyenda ko mulungu omwajengu nguhingu heno nguheno keno kamuyanuka keno man eyanda ya ambano peno shina shulo mutupa pare uthoku pripe o kantuta ko mwashe shimea kushoka ongo katemba kututwa monjuo po ubanda imbombuso kurandwa mbwi ombadhu maisha otuko shivere kongundo mwashe hiya ufokunja imba obo uliko mundambwa rwembwa obo batwa obo mabesha tuthokurando bina kakota ketho kuka monju okuyamba no shimbate mwanai o walking encyclopedia hanjo pwiri edonongo de koyari bahaka bilipo katiko kekuba no shipendero ambano hishite bimbo engirare kokusha avengurire mbori imbyo kapendo shina shimashire pango mwashe eta na ono hoko mundambwi na ro bandu barwe okujavi okaramo wa stressato i ombameno mo shina shimashi neno kopo solution o haka hana ulidi ashide ngurirwambo omundo shimo shandangi amokara matuka onja to komurungu obahungira behemba shibahungire kusho mabehingire o moshiherero kusho mabehingire moshingiriza bapurate ne kushabi tunanangwali murambande amuyaruka mbande bakotunga tukaonje komurungu amuhene imwara itha ko kushabi onjembo matutora tukaonja komurungu okuneno kohepa.
Thank you. That was Unomengi Kawapirura. So we actually done. Meke kuvuva omiria obini kushabia thewapi. Harika ne nguma tunju. Umwashi wo muni omudhandu. Meke kuhangunu nanu marethe ombude yothereka de yetu. Injouri. Owanangura Kaputu. Meke kunarutenga kwe tupukana byo. Amo yape hungi. To all our listeners and viewers, that is the son. I'm going to read a message on behalf of the mother. But he's just as gifted as the father was. What an honor. Good
afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have a message from the widow to deliver, but I summarized a short version in English, but I would start in Ovaherero. Ovatengwa norothereka de ovatatwa mukati koshiwa na muri mukati ketu olombara ovangona shapo bitowenu ami wanangura Kaputu ami wanangura mbarukirwa mu bomwali watate woshari ngoruke porutama eriengwa tumolongombe indo mutinga mukambingana ba kwada eye shatu shimiame kuta tate kashwa kushayihewa pakwa pinu monjendero yao shave kaenda aru hathu vere kusha mearuka kutati ongero konaka pakwa usha engwishi tu wakathuto oburanji matu ta apeka no rukothi ndwa ka nongono na kusha ombara yombandi ofenina otumbo shimatupata ya pakwapi ave karanga ndave kamuna uningandu okumuna ponda papa kwa opo karundu ponda hembandi na imbopu putu emuni pavanga kuyenda ogusha eyeshimasha mukuru ndangi nambano mwali watate metwara kwi nungwari kona iheka pakwa karundu kwa rume ndoka kupakwa ovakaendu pothia ombango ye njinjasha mi kutate kona kapakwa ogusha amishime kwata oshasha omwali wanangura ihe kona kapakwa watevera ihe kona kapakwa nombango ye nombepo ye gasha munu onenga ndo kwenda kona kavanga kuyenda ogusho shimbiri wanangura ngumbarukiro mwali oshali ingo urike porutamere yonga tumbo ngombe omwali watate omuyingo na mwashe washitu wakathuto wakukuri ashimbisha ndorodu waruharo wa embandi mwashe watate muwango pira kovinde ongandapo ya thewere yoshembesho wali na shimbisho memawa kungaepungu hodonjo injia hiya njombo yakombea mkala kondimba je yamba yoba ingo na vehe mbeli mbovenge avehe nagusha ngwehero mbandi ne mbapo namba ogusha ombude njibi nayo kayanje o ya mama porwere ndo apewaro kuhungira hungi rothere kade nambano nandaku kami mbapo ombude eshe theka mithomwari watati eshe shitheka mithomwari watate ngo kade oshondo yama ukanje hanatwa eshe theka mithomwari watate omukaindi waka ingona mukaindi wambwa mukaindi womuni aruhe kumshimasha mbaya mukaindi ngo kaweto ali mbwandu amahingire ko mwashe womuni udizi busha amipakatika nje nathiro mapese kuyove oshikwawe mbaya mukaindi ngo wanje kawetu eshe theka mithomu omukaindi weto mwingona mwashe wahiyaka uyape nguri ya mutambo omwashe wakanongo udombala mbanja makuya wakadhu atwi ngungu akamene ihe ongundwe kondondo yode hembe no dondo karavaenda eshe theka mithomwali watatu muni mukaindu wangu mukaindu wako ngombo bwa wako wanashi waupe hawa wanganguri peke monjiro mbindi njeho bandu mukaindu wangu hanine ngulera nguhanini wa omure mu bafupi omukangamo bale wana yangonga eshe theka mitho omukaindi wako ngombe bwa wako wanashi waupe hawa wanga eshe theka mitho mukaindi wangu iwe mahunju bomeya yemwi nzondera merude mwi chimahungirwa mukaindu wako ndite yakashirungu riko kangondo kona jwa mukango njoda shimiri therere mu mukaindu womwahe murumendu womwashe shimasha injongo no mukaindu wangu iwe mudonju odo mitambo na muvera eje theka mifa omwashi wa rukoro na mukandi dateru kotoro mbarata mwabundu nganda ukwe marara kwetu kuyaka uhoni na wangu ayepe kwa rukoro koko kuyaka mbaufu katate mwafu konjera ko mahaka eleno obita byao bya kurikarunga nungwari hanje uninga ndumbo hinawo kumuyungo munda mbano ametho kukambora pakati ko tuanga njara memi niko obanyonyo ngide bobishitwa obahenento batatu abanene obanani WNBC odombara ndiri pakati ketu obatengwa no thereka de omuni wango kusha mango kuyanjo kuneno kuhepa kusha twe hapa mwemba menyando ndi heri oruhode amatuze mburuka omuherero wetu gutwaendere naye nu masha mevanga okuyanja ondangu ya peki kunane WNBC mweri pura nukuwedha urenga kenaro muhona wanje mwiri osha inji omundu modi dhemburuka no mwini aruheshimasha mbae enaranje batungo muni ari yambururwa yene jese resirami ari yengumbe ridunda mwana mbumbe mumerutunga oshitenda shonganda yetu ombonge wombethe nuoshari ngumatona thethenga omuhona omuwangu hatono nguhatwekeko mukaendu ngambe mupewe ngamba eriye ngwakupo kakaendo kayoga omihongo mundu ambaye ndo katiti shimeyo kukando dhongombe moya hiate tambedela mbele mana umutu mwongo rwamba churuwe chulumba meri the mburuka nomuherero wanje wobiho bikodhu mbiri ko mundombonge wobike obiwo bipame obiyapatwekerere eriye nguyakuro bibera muyetu moyahia kana mava watuna todonganya tutuhena wathara epangewa aruhe ngumasha omishitwa byo mundu ombikongwerera mundu amionde nguyanje hihepa okuyipahera mokuririmba ko mangondo ouye ouni wakatabika kale apehe pumbiri maudhe mburuka kusha kwalino mundu Jarimbovandu Kaputu ndino raya ritha kusha nangwali keshide mburopu wana angonga kondodhu yashi hama kongwa ya kambedhi mbua kangombe kwa nake rivangera omukwenda ata wanje omukuva shinene pwami omukuva na shinga aero omukuva potuvati ngwali anga no shishira shambanje muyendo mukwetu ngumali anga no shishira shambanje ngumathethengo vandu woye amasha impi vine ya ndu vikwendata onderi podondendu shimea omusyawe shima kwatwa odo shimarukire pokulo shimasha indanderi podongwendata vakaheka kana ndianda wakamuhonga mamabwengo atokunduka nombali numuhuka athethengo wo muningudu mukainduwe ashambwae mba vandu ngavedhako mukaindungwe kawe to wanje muhuka andini athethengo mwashe umwe athethengere moja auto muhuka atora ware akathethenga porosranda yo hadive amahungiro we muninga vanga komasho umwe asha ovenguri ni wathethenga omuthya asha marirove amuhe amuthye wa muhino kushiwa kusha nushiri hapo udhiri wapiwa na yangonga eyo ethenina ngwari ya haririye nungu hariye akarirayi ape haningu umwe nguma unjire kona ndaliri etwetha nembo re ndasha mekoka emwethanu uye wenu ayo mahuyande kwa sheshiri porukwa oshingu mashomo muvero etwethani atuhe amatusha peyavi mushiri hapo asha pekaravi basho kunino kuhepa kushowethe mbangamba matuthe mburuka atuhe muvito namomeano vyeto veni ondo onene ko NBC ko urengo wa pupetambo ya rureno hange njo njiba konjiza kusama hapa ambasha allow me to stand by the established protocol. It's not easy to listen to everyone share great things about your husband, yet all say it in the past tense. It revives the pain of his absence, a constant ache in my heart. While he was pretty much of a public figure, you all knew a colleague, a father, a grandfather, a friend, an uncle, that charismatic gentleman who had a good eye to detail. The gifted self-taught historian who linked 3 generations together with a single well-researched oral Namibian history, a gift from his grandmother, one that kept on giving. The talented linguist who was deeply rooted in the spirits of his ancestors, their way of life, and God, Jambi, ambition for the future generation. The teacher from Oshinene who taught the derivation of the Bantu tribes of Namibia from the Great Lakes into Southern Africa. Or the Ovaherero radio service producer who brought us closer to our roots as African people, to the ancient African religion whose cornerstone is the ritual fire, Okuruo, and the worship of God Almighty, Njambi, Muthithi, Karunga, Ngoma waka vevewa, wadonga kuhongombe. Through the worship of ancestral spirits. The radio producer who unearthed the history of the genocide that had scattered our people. The man who aided immensely to our nation building by projecting the Namibian society in its cultural uniformity. To me, he was my handsome husband, my best friend, my lover, the father of my children, my mitiri, Ovaherero wanje. I can never forget the impact that he made in my life, hence the void he left behind. I miss those late night conversations, the laughter, and the presence. 4 years after my husband's demise, I'm glad to learn that he made an impact in the lives of many, and that even though he is gone, his love lives on in our hearts. This momentous event is a great testimony. It is against this background that I take this opportunity to thank the NBC for the honor it has bestowed upon my late husband by naming a radio broadcasting studio in his name. With this, I'm convinced that he doesn't only hold a place in our past, but his name shall live on into the future. I thank you from the depth of my heart, as I'm sure he smiles down at you all from above. May God bless you all. I thank you.
Oh, you did well. Thank you so much. I think we can all agree to say, Komuka Ndwetu Kushavi, it is well. It is well. Kamuno Vibra. With my soul, it is well, it is well with my soul. Thank you, thank you. You shared your gift with us, to the children, to the whole entire family. We're forever grateful. Thank you so much. Next 3 remaining speakers. I don't know whether I am the right person to call them. Of course I am, duh. I'm given the mic. So I can also follow in their footsteps. So the next speaker is our father of NBC, the Director General, Mr. Stanley Benjamin Similo. A round of applause to the Chief in Command at NBC. Yeah. Thank you, our father. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon to everybody. I think it will only be proper that I stand with the established protocol by the directors responsible for the program. And at the same time, I also just want to say good afternoon to our viewers and listeners. Today, I think let me start with something that I wrote. Check the date here. It was in December. It's called Language and Culture, NBC Radios. In drumbeats under the Africa sky, language lives and culture flies. NBC radios guard each other's tongue, so ancient Namibian songs stay fresh and young. From tales told by fire's glows to news and music on air that flow, our voices rise, proud and free, culture strong on NBC. They speak in tongues of land and sea, Oshuambo, Nama, Ovaherero, Setswana, Rukangwari, Silozi, Damara, Afrikaans, German. Each voice rings true. So let us tune our ears each day to voices guiding Africa's way. For language sings and culture stays on NBC's Eternal Waves. If you didn't know, I write. I'm a poet I have not published yet. I thought I would have done that 5 years ago, but Mr. Lazarus and his team convinced me to stay here to do a job that is quite important. But as I was going through looking at this program, I was forced to go back and go through what I've written. And this is one of the poems that I believe would be befitting for today. And in the spirit of not wanting to dilute what was said, I normally don't read, I speak. But if I speak today, you all will cry. So it's best that I keep to the script that I taught myself about what we want to do. And today is a special day in that we do not just look back, but it's a way of saying, what is this path that we want to craft? Because the essence of what was said so eloquently by so many is as such that as we gather here to rename a studio, it's far more greater than that. It speaks to a value system, a culture that must resonate with every Namibian, irrespective of language. And as Director General, I think I'm on record for having said that radio in this country is the most important medium of communication. And the reason is simple. The NBC has all the languages encompassed under one roof. If a language is not spoken, it will naturally mean the demise of a culture. Hence, I personally hold dear to what our respective radio stations mean. And by so doing, when we look at, I used to call him Alex. He was about 6-7 years before me in broadcasting. And when I came here, I was a very young person, extremely young. I was nurtured by him, together with the late George Garisep, Oscar Mengo, Tatesemi Kadombiade, August Bekir, Onyo Shiero, and there's so many of them. And if I don't mention those names, please don't feel offended. I'm also no longer on the younger side, so some things will flow through. And these are the people that would say, where are we going? And remember at the time when we were in broadcasting, it was a time even before the independence of Namibia. And in as much as we would have made it easy to broadcast, it was not. But we had one vision in mind, and that was that should the independence of Namibia come, we will further amplify what works for us. Hence, the NBC's role today in a free Namibia must be as such that it must unite. And today signifies such a day where the aspect of language and culture must resonate and must speak to all who are Namibians. The diversity that we have and that we share from a cultural and language perspective must not be taken for granted. Because there's one thing that will keep us together as a nation. It's being Namibian and African for that matter. And to have had Alex saying that in my space, where I understand where I'm coming from, I'm going to create this thing that will make sure that for all Ovaherero speaking, that they do not forget their roots. And for young people like Ndorokade, to have taken his hand and say, let's go, let's make sure that you get the recognition that you need. I think that was profound, and we need to applaud them as well. And as Uncle Bob has said, one of the things that we are bad in doing is to recognize excellence, sometimes when people are still alive. And equally, for us not to make sure that, how do we make sure that we pass that on to the next generation? And I guess it's an endemic problem, not just particular and peculiar to Namibia. This is an aspect of who we are that we find normally as human beings. However, with the advent of how life is changing, globalization and the impact that it has on us, it is now the time where we need to go back, trace our roots, and move from a base that seeks to say, who are we as Namibians? And the example set by the late is as such that it challenges all of us within this country, within this nation, to say that relative to where we are, what is this that we must do that will engender a spirit of togetherness? It's quite important. And I was equally, when Unomengi was speaking, that from the academia, they are also struggling to get those that must come in and assist. And I am on record for having said that all the radio stations must go either to the universities or into the communities and get the walking encyclopedias so that they can come and assist with language use on our radios. And just yesterday, my team, and coincidentally for Omurare, had a meeting with one of those that care about language use. And that is a very welcomed occurrence. And we need more of that. We should not be, as NBC, feel if people come and say, your language use is not up to standard. We should embrace that, because it is all aimed at making sure that we keep who we are as a nation to forge into a direction that will say that we are tolerant despite our diversity. I cannot speak more on nation building. There are more qualified people who can most probably articulate that. But what I will recognize is that this journey should ignite others to do exactly the same. And I'm aware of other scholars that have started writing books, talking about these things. And I think we as NBC, in a way, we are also failing, because we are not highlighting this which is so critical. And it does not need to take a renaming of a studio for us to realize what the importance of language and culture is. And Dorokate, you mentioned quite a very profound point when you were saying 2 years after the conferment, the late was gone. But he's not gone. He's here. That is why we are here today. And with that, I also just want to recognize the input that the chairperson of the board of directors of the NBC had when we were in this same venue, looking at his life, and then made the clarion call to say, this is what we will do. And that day has dawned. It is here today, and it is for us as Namibians, to recognize who we are, with the aspect of saying that as a Namibia, we are one, irrespective of the diverse nature in which we are growing up. Until such time we realize that we will have problems. It's no wonder that countries like Tanzania have Kiswahili as a language form that keeps them together. Equally in Rwanda, post the genocide, they've all rallied towards one source of language so that they can have the harmony that it is within. Other countries are lucky, they have one language, so it's easy for them. In the case of Namibia, it should not be a challenge because we are first Namibian before we are anything else. And with that understanding, being African, we should find it easy to coexist in an environment where language and culture should not form as a base of dividing, but rather to conjoin, join, and make sure that we are one nation. Thank you very much.
Okuneno kuhepa, oshuru shetu shanganda njio mbude, ONBC in its entirety, okudako TV nganduko ratio, mutengwa Stanley Benjamin Similo, kwa njemboro kutundudha unahepero, wetu okusha bitu hingiro maraka wetu tupandere poshetu, nombadhu yetu, mouthupi urishi. Mbatu ya kukumana, umumendu matuithana ngomu na hepero shinene. Andaku kakehe unanewe, ndino ndikasha tukaramba. Yari ouna hepero kuyamude kumunako kushavi, ngatie kurukira etuoro mapitithiro risha tatu, kenaro miaruki. Nuno hoku neno kuhepa mutonene make, na muhembu murimo TV. Social media round of applause too. We do that. Thank you for tuning in. If it was not for him, we would not be here today. Be rest assured. When we talk or speak of great leadership, this is what we're witnessing right here. We're so much forever grateful. And I would say that, not to say that I'm racist. If he was Ovaherero speaking, it would have been, perceived or received in a different light. By God's grace, he happened to speak, understand Ovaherero minaveni. Kenari mwende heri yuri. But he's from Oshivambu tribe. Nari omru mendu werakaro shambo, ngwamuno una hepero, woke kudhika, okoke kutanaro studio njo kusheitha newemo. Andako mukatiko kwa Ovaherero betu matushoshi wanashetu. Omena akusha uriku mbaraka shikwashike. Omena akusha epangara teusi. Omena akusha epangara. Ambane omundu apeko neutrala. Nembo undo rabi obi njo Uncle B.O.B. Bob kante tuima shavi. Nga tutango bandungunda veno munyo. Nushuno shuhudesho eponganda. Shita usha shinyomoke. Una hepero shinene. Movito vingi peke peke. Because everybody has their own light. You cannot dim mine. Your strength and your weakness can be mine. But we can literally complement each other. With those few words, he's actually a friend of mine. I don't care if I get fired. I've known him for how many years? Okay, you have appointed him as the chairperson, which I love. Mr. Lazarus Jacob, our board chairperson, thank you so much. Thank you. We are
no problem. Okuneno kuhepa moropo metaha. Thank you so much, Tosi. Thank you for that introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, it will be very, very arrogant of me to take credit for this. I cannot take credit for what we are doing for my uncle. You see, when we are given the responsibility, a national responsibility, to help manage some of these public institutions, sometimes we tend to remember our titles and forget our names. We should not do that. I was not born a chairperson. I was born and I was given a name. And as part of my culture and my tradition, I was always taught to respect my elders. Tate Alex was an elder. And I'm not going to bore you with, I spoke about my relationship with him when he was alive, so I'm not going to bore you with it. But when, the reason why I don't want to take full credit for what we are doing today is the DG, is very humble. The day when we were sitting next to each other during the memorial service, and I kept saying to him, we need to do something for Tate Alex. We have to do something. This man, this cannot be it. And he said to me, Chairman, I'll give you a few suggestions of what we can do to honor Tate Alex. And he gave me so many suggestions, and I said, how about we name that studio, which was his second home, after him? And he said, we can do it. And I said, can I make the announcement? He said, go for it. That's why I made the announcement. And after that, I keep harassing him and said, don't forget, we need to name that. And at the time, I was not reappointed as a board chairperson. I said, Stanley, don't embarrass me. I made that announcement, we need to make it happen. He said, Chairperson, don't worry, we're going to make it happen. And I really want to say thank you to the DG and the rest of the team that you made that happen. My brother, Vedera Kandetu, it's an honor to have you here. You people are the giants who made NBC what it is. A lot of people don't know Vedera Kandetu. A lot of you know him as Vedera Kandetu, who's a very friendly man and so on, but those of us who grew up in Namibia before independence, he was Mr. CCN. And there's a history that's why many of you are quiet. You don't even know what he has done as a member of the Council of Churches of Namibia. If it was not for people like him, some of us will not be standing here to celebrate. So it's really an honor to have you back at the NBC. You were the Director General, but it's an honor to have you. And I also want to say thank you to my colleagues on the board. It's such a great team we have there. It's really, really such a great team. We all understand the fact that we are stewards of this organization. We are not here for names and titles. We are here given an opportunity and in a sacred trust to run this on behalf of the Namibian people. But I think the most important person today here is our widow. We honor you today, and we respect you, and we want to say thank you that you have given us permission to name that studio after your husband. And we really want to say thank you for that. Now, there's a popular expression in Africa that says that when an elderly person dies, a library burns down. Because they take that knowledge with them. Now, it is our responsibility to make sure that those libraries do not die, they don't burn down. And Stephen, what you guys have done with Tate Alex, you made sure that that library remains open. And us, as the NBC, we need to make sure that the voice of this great man, this son of the soil, will stay on for generations and generations to come. There's no excuse for us not to know where we are coming from if we had people like Tate Alex here. There's no excuse. And like I always tell people, the internet is in ink. So whatever is written will remain. Digital is recorded and is archived. So whenever we are talking about Alex have died, it's not true. Alex have not died. He has become an ancestor. But his voice stays on, because all we need to do is to go back to his archive and listen to his voice. So today, I just want to say, some voices do not die. They become the wind. They become memory. They become home. Today, we gather not to mourn. We don't have to mourn. We need to celebrate. To name the studio is not merely a title, but we are naming a studio after a soul. the soul of Alex Kaputu. He was not just a broadcaster. He was a griot. Now, I want to spend just a few seconds. The West Africans got a very beautiful name called, title called the griot. Griot is a praise singer, is a storyteller, is the custodian of a people's history. Alex was a griot. All right. Is this on? Yes. Should I use this one? Okay. So a griot. Alex was a griot. I'm not saying Alex. I'm not calling him by his first name as a sign of disrespect. I'm mentioning his name because we must never forget that name. He was a griot. He was a storyteller. He was a praise singer. He was a historian. But he was also a father. But he was also a son of the soil. He was a steward of our history. And when he passed on the stewardship to people like Stephen, to people like myself, to people like the DG, to make sure that we do not forget where we come from. So in his voice was thunder, but tenderness at the same time. In his silence, there was still a song. So I want to urge you today, please, and I'm humbly requesting you that whenever we talk about this day, do not mention the name of Lazarus or Stanley Semilo or the board of NBC and what they have done. I want you to mention the name of Alex Jarimbovandu Kaputu. Challenge all of you. I heard people saying praise songs, saying beautiful things. 90% of the things I did not understand, but they sounded good. So, Stephen, I want to ask you this question. Who's going to be the next Alex? And I thank you.
Epurire seni no pome kamburire mbo raumbwa konyo thetu no etetu muisano shonyo thetu. We are here to give flowers while people are alive. Nu omatuto kwa tu henamo shiwana. Rai kuye marunjwe henga itfairere now. Mupurate no hekumupurate ne itfairera now. Opata njo ye mwa okudemburu kwafi. Omwana ombo nauri. Wanje hungie wa shomuna nengu na wakora mashiri ajemecha nacho akona mapo namba akona makokucha chiki. Hayo wanga inyunji batira kutoka bo mbyo hingire irari wamina kuchindale wonja wirako eche mahingire nao mahingire ko kuchachiri omurume ndu wangarombwa guheno kwanga ko kuchavi mukachevi omenara la saretha onanjo pyado kurukwa marobi ungura byo mwini bima bimutedha arwe mutamune kuchavi omyaruketu ngutu nao hayechiri mecharu oschibude shetu muchibana shetu narwe tunga matumude mburuka nuno homo mokeke kuruka ongwa etuoro mapiti thirondi omenaro kucha omunane ngwetu ngutukara pamwe ngutupendukira pamwe ibalihe omutengwa Stanley Similo hayengwe mupokushavi nokumyanjera ko kushavi memupondu ngenjo kuchaveno nokurikiramo nunano chimotara nawa wandu mabeli no ukatundudo chiungurashi chikaliro bandu mbake himbani chumunete tunozereka detu njia kare iheupi oyo keichikoruko ambapo NBC ngoko muko kuna nango on department nanjo commercial mara uripu naete hanje muno hokumbira potana chimatu nguro chunguracho eyo umwapo ngwaro hongako byungura mbyo apio sereka detu biula boys upi apio muna no nje niko muya ave hemba ne omba chitiko kuchabio chingure chichiri kareko chamba pio baisane vetumba bo mura limba tu hemba oshitundu shetu shituna shopa mwesho shaka sutosha mengo oshaka putu ave hemba tukaendo mbamba no mbamba onganda eti ombandi nganduchinga matu yambani okuchona wona ulidi na ruhembicha. It's very imperative because they always says the VIPs, the keynote speakers, but events without audience is not an event. So for that, a round of applause to each and everyone, even the ones that have tuned in, our profound gratitude.
Without you, it would not be an event. But at the same vein, our keynote speakers, they made sure that they have sat through. Board of Directors, we thank you all. NBC leadership, we thank you. The entire family. Because you will find kushabi mundaru mashabi ayamo kahungira nje mama no kuhingira po amimeka end. Bana kwa kombongarerei. But the humbleness, the humility that is within our management, they are all here. Now the next person okay kutupa emboro rondangu okay roako shiwana. Like I said, is the lady with the beautiful, soft-spoken voice on TV. You guys remember when the new president came into power, the founding father? And it was that beautiful lady all the time with the Muñoz surname, anchoring the news. Everybody wanted to watch her. Yo, Madam Menesia Muñoz, Chief News and Programming of NBC. Ongume yake mbosh, wana henye shipuratene. Okuneno kuhepa. Madam Winu, I love you always.
Yeah, Metaha, okay, Dangi, Directors of Ceremonies, Tausiti, Mexti, other team do the Hakaini. Yeah, today we celebrate not just the renaming of Studio 3, Omrari FM, at the NBC Radio Center in the capital city, Windhoek, to Dr. Alex Jarimbovandu Kaputu, but we are making and marking a legacy. Omwenyo one Dr. Alex Jarimbovandu Kaputu ngausivisue muhange. Rutenga meminike ovatengwa ozoserekave no vaenda vehemba vauronga namba metuo orishambo mbari podombere odonene do NBC moshiuro ongora oshomuise ya Namibia nume yakura ovapratene vetu ovashuni kwambu mave pratene kongongora thanenonji murparanga wehi mo Namibia no penj yehi moratio no doratio de toa de murongo na imwe o TV no ratio po TV njawe dhapo shimaita kumama esho NBC Plus on digitala Oami menesi ya mwinyo shina shipahewa biunguramo NBC oshiungura shanje okuyanjo ndangija hewa no hombo kovandwa ave buva ya ndengu koshiungura shandino nokusha dangi kokuya okukara pena etendino puno apratene vetu tudemburukireko uwa waungurirwe numbwa ungurwa kumuyaruke wetu Dr. Kaputu matutu no serikali yetu mama Kaputu nuvanashe maathiro tateshe njisa nasha vimene wetu amishimbe cha shamba zako shimbingwe machaka shimbingo shivingo mashe wetu sokuri honga nderaka okutoshima tushandangi shimwe tuperengo muisane ombande onongo njai hongo vandu kusha veshiwo mbudhi doshiwe kushavadhire pinu maveipi no kukarekapo ombadhu eteno shimatukonjiso kuingiro shierero nai katushina watushiwa kuchera oshino shinene shinahe pero matweri hongera kwa tate Dr. Kaputu ndangi como Ovaherero uri ngumahungire ngumakarerepo oihe omunene nuko programa kwari ongo munene vipira kapuo pose in his absence matushandangi no okuhepa kumkarerepo no woina omunene kakuyaru kwa mengo. And then we say your son, the historian, has been a legend and his legacy will stay and remains for generations to come. His name is synonymous to authentic information dissemination, trustworthy and reliable source of news and programs, which is the mantra of NBC. To my fellow industry and former colleague, Stephen Yaruke Kurondorokave, once Omuithane, always one. You continue to enlighten the nation, and legally so. The narration and motivation how Dr. Kaputu earned his honorary doctorate has enriched those that listen to it. Thank you so much for that education. To the representative of Umbandi Traditional Authority, Othereka the Karamata, Nomuthurondate wetu, pena thuko unomengi kapirura, kudavi yen drach mak moshimburu. Okushayo being here today just added so much weight and value to the entire proceedings. Thanks for coming, Madam Karamata and team. Matu yanjondangi koshiondo shakapuo, shishakura menwa puyo mutengwa rehabi mhengari. Your presence here means a billion to all of us. Thank you to former NBC Director General Omutengwa Bob Kandetu Omona wetu. Dangi kushawe kukura menapo oshiondo shoku yambera okuhepa munene Kandetu. And of course, we thank the NBC Board Chairman, Mr. Lazarus Jacobs, who stood true to his word from the day the announcement was made that the Radio Center Studio number 3 will be renamed to Dr. Kaputu. It's happening today. The proceedings have surely paved the way to honor and preserve the legacy of various NBC unsung former and current broadcasters. Those are the heroes now, including the departed as industry heroes and heroines. Not only radio personalities, but across the board, TV and digital platforms. And that includes yourself too, Mr. Jacob. So your leadership that is so down to earth will not go unnoticed. Thank you very much. Madam Kula Simpson, NBC board member, thank you for gracing the event. We know that we talk about the chairperson, but we also understand teamwork and the support that makes things possible. Then I'm coming to my boss, NBC Editor-in-Chief and Director General, Mr. Stanley Benjamin Similo. He recently took us on an official mission to Angola capital, Luanda, as part of the national delegation that was led by ICT Minister Honorable Emma Theopheles. And as we compared notes with counterparts while in Luanda at the Televisão Republic de Angola, or you say that TPA, we actually saw that renaming studios is a practice in our industry. We may not have done it before, but today's event has surely made sure that in future, this is the beginning. All those that have contributed immensely to the landscape of media, to the growth of broadcasting and the entire media industry. This is the medal that is conferred to those. In other sectors, it's a different way. And if we do not recognize that, nobody will. So thank you very much, NBC Director General. And we say events like this, they take teamwork, like it was said before. And some people are in the background. You may see those that are at the front. And for this, I have to come to my dear colleague and my senior, the CEO of the Miss Namibia organization, affectionately known as the nation's Queen Mother, Madam Umbiro Karwaihe Upi. She was one of the crucial visionary leaders behind the scenes, like it was mentioned there, together with a team, supported by the Chief Commercial Officer. We have the PR manager and their teams, and there were deadlines. We had a KPI to ensure that this becomes a reality, as it was said there by the chairperson, and then said that the DG said that. So, we thank you, Madam Umbiro Karwaihe Upi, Penaove, Angelji no Harika Nandangi, ko support anjo tuparu henao. Matu ingire ma Umbiro ripose. Next to every successful person, there is somebody. Yeah. Me mana nambano Harika na pose oshungura shovu of thanks sa oshina hepero no. Bishi wakucha oruvele shira manuka tushae mana shimanga matui. Pose amutu wako jina ku programa andaku kushaka shino ndengu. Okay, I'm almost done. And then we say also the proceedings have been live across all our platforms. And that's courtesy of our production heads. Shinene shina shitwa hewambo cheme na washa atuhingire wandu wakombanda uriri. Madam Swamane Gumbo, the head of radio, supported by Mr. Vincent Spiegel, acting as CTO for Madam Tuli Kishipanga, supported by Mr. Dawat Fries, acting as head of news and current affairs, supported by Mr. Sakishi Kufa, acting as the head of TV services, and the manager there, Josephino Shikongo, and the team, plus all our announcers. And we have people doing simultaneous translations. It was not going to be possible if supporting us. Thank you very much, team, for all the efforts. So we see that things are going very well. We can be heard across the country. Okusha Atudemburuka, the archives and library team, under the leadership of Madam Ronel Herman, and we also add Pea Rukani Chituka. They gather the information for us to have proper insights, accurate information. Some of us will come and appear here. When you listen to our news and programs, the team at the back that you will never see in front, they make us look good. I learned that from our Director General to say, we stand tall on the shoulders of those colleagues. And then I think at the end, let's now shorten it. We have also the colleagues, Tosi T, Max T, you just make the match. There was no other choice than you two. Thank you very much. You make really the proceeding so interesting. Okusha no Mambongo will push ahead to ensure that the legacy of Dr. Kaputu lives on. We'll continue to keep the library open. Stephen Ape Oshungurajo, Turipa Meuriri. Amimba utu na irukuru. So, okay, no Mambongo ngahino kusha hiviriki dharika kwa prate nevetu. Mehi no penje hindangi shinene nekova endambu mwere.
Thank you so much. Now, next on our program, we're not yet done. Now we will be going to Studio 3. It's not that far. It doesn't actually need a lot of energy for the studio unveiling officially, correct? But in the meantime, in Studio 7, as per the program, we'll be running some of clips of messages from previous, the current presenters, yeah, at the NBC Umbrari FM, and the previous.
Thank you all so much. We've indeed come to the end of the program. Thank you for your patience. You're such great audience. We can see you virtually on YouTube and then also here. Thank you all so much. So Ovaherero Radio is going to continue to broadcast with Irishua Murangi. So those who wish to also remain here so that we can also take you through our interview and say something, we'll truly appreciate it. It's not the end. And I think we are all given that task through Stephen Doroka there, that we all need to keep the culture alive. Thank you all so much. You've been wonderful. After we go and unveil the studio, and then there's, small refreshments as per norm. In this beautiful cold weather, we couldn't have had better audience than you. We thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you.
Good day, Namibia. My name is Sharon Cosmos, 17, born and raised in the capital city, Windhoek. I'm in grade 11 in high school at Commerce High. It was such a wonderful experience. I didn't know I'd be mentioned third, and I was so surprised, but I had to hide it because the crowd was, you know. My message to my fellow peers would be, chase your dreams, and your dreams are always valid.
To vote for your Miss Teen Namibia public choice, Sharon Cosmos, SMS TSK to 62220. SMS charged at $5 Namibian.
Good day, Namibia. My name is Sharon Cosmos, 17, born and raised in the capital city, Windhoek. I'm in grade 11 in high school at Commerce High. It was such a wonderful experience. I didn't know I'd be mentioned third, and I was so surprised, but I had to hide it because the crowd was, you know. My message to my fellow peers would be,
To vote for your Miss Teen Namibia public choice, Sharon Cosmos, SMS TSK to 62220. SMS charged at $5 Namibian.